What is going on, everybody? Antonius the Gamer here, joined by Mykale Smith and Super SSS Rank. We are the Press Start Select podcast. Fellas, it's good to have the trio back in the building once again. For all the hot takes, topics, and all the things we're going to discuss tonight. How are we feeling this evening?
Rel-
Refreshed,
Relaxed.
Okay.
refreshed.
Fresh, relax. I mean, cool. That's all I like to hear. You know, it's a day by day basis sometimes. So like refresh and relax is what you can hope for during this point in the week. So let's go ahead and dive right into the big news of topics. Now we have a variety of things to discuss tonight. A lot of very interesting things. One of the more interesting things out the gate being that they're, of course, with movies, they're collaborating with games all the time, right? We saw Karate Kid and Tekken for God knows what reason, but you have these other ones that's just like, all right, of course this is going to be in it. And we found out that Superman came to Fortnite. Now, I don't know if you guys got a chance to look at some of the gameplay, but it was interesting because I'm like, for all the talk about Superman not having like or being too complicated in mechanics for it to work, I'm like, Fortnite pulled it off. Where it's like, granted, it's a temporary power up, but it's like he's able to fly. He has heat vision, freeze breath, and moves faster than everybody else. But he still has a health bar. So, what do you guys think about one Superman coming to Fortnite, especially James Gunn's version of Superman, which is not the all powerful, almighty, unstoppable Superman that most people think of when they think of him? And seeing does Fortnite open up the door now to maybe getting a Superman game, especially in the new DCU universe?
I wouldn't think so. Because to be honest, I've always felt when it comes to Fortnite, it's always centered around gimmicks.
Okay.
Like, they've done this type of stuff before. Remember the Godzilla stuff, all the other elements. They've done Mortal Kombat. They've done so many characters that you've just lost count.
Mm.
And we've seen it over the years. Like, has it brought anything in terms of new to the table of something else? No, it was just a come and go gimmick. Now, in terms of like what does WB do with their products later down the line, well, that's a whole bigger story on a whole level. That's a whole different topic itself.
That's true.
Where does WB go from here?
That's very true. When I see them, it's like, okay, so it can be done. Like you said, it is very gimmicky for sure, right? Like it's not something where it's like there's four Superman flying around at the same time or anything like that. But I'm just like, they could do it. Like I've seen Fortnite pull off Attack on Titan, the ODM gear. I've seen them pull off Spider-Man's web swinging. It's like if these people are able to kind of get the general mechanics of this world into their, ever expanding theme park, why can't these ultra uber talented developers pull off the same thing? Why don't we have more Attack on Titan games? Why don't we have more Superman? Like why is there so much hesitancy of like, I don't know if we could pull this off, guys?
Well, to be honest, bro, Superman has always been that type of person where I personally feel his gameplay would just get redundant for some odd reason.
Hmm.
For some odd reason, and I guess this is on the Marvel side and DC side, the reason why Batman and Spider Man have had so many expansions in terms of video games is because they're very technical characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like in some way, like there is also a sense of levelness to them that you could see yourself in them. Like if I had access to this is what I would do
Okay.
in a way. With Superman, yes, there's a lot of imagination of what you would do, but then with certain people, it would just be Grand Theft Auto style of what they would do if they were Superman.
Yeah, but
But but then when they realize you can't do that, because
right.
the mentality of certain people, that
Hmm.
is the mentality. Oh, if I can't go to this building and just punch it and cause collateral damage, then, or if it's only connected to a story cutscene, I don't want it.
It's immersion
No,
breaking.
which you kind of do see the reality in that to a degree, to a degree.
So is it like Superman is like a overly technical? Like there's too much things that would have to work for his character to work? Is that kind of like
Yeah, because like first of all, look at one of the games that that you enjoy, hold dear, Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Hulk is a type of character. He is the definition of collateral damage. No
mm,
matter what,
mm,
no matter what you do, somebody is going to get hurt. He is not a hero.
yeah.
He is not a hero. There is no saving anybody as you're about to do this. No. If you are in the way, you are in the way.
Right. Hearing aid sales have jumped up 300% after the Hulk went crazy in downtown Manhattan last week.
Hopefully they got insurance.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man.
that's just it.
Mm.
That's just it. Like so, I mean, yes, we have seen some form of levelness in a sense. Like I said to this day, man, Injustice Fighter, even though it is, it's just specifically a fighter, and there are some power elements to it, but I just kind of feel like sometimes certain things have to be compressed to a certain degree.
Mm.
I mean, well, we'll see. I mean, hopefully, maybe someday somebody will press beyond the barrier, and we'll see what goes from there.
Yeah. I mean, if Lego Batman can do
Um,
it, that's what I think. Like Lego Batman can
I,
pull it
I,
off. That's right. What you think?
I think you would just have to tailor a world for Superman, like it's in a video game format. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Doesn't have to one for one follow the storylines of the comic books. It has to be Superman, but you can also give him a world for the video game where certain things apply, certain things don't.
Mm.
Um, and I think it's very possible. If you're doing a game, people understand that's what it is. It's a video game. Um,
But
yeah, like why isn't Spider-Man fighting inside a sewer? Why can't I go to the sewer whenever I want as Spider-Man? Why
mm,
aren't the sewer lines as big as the cities, just like in the comic books? The sewer system was its own city in the Spider-Man comics.
it's true.
Yeah, right. So, but is it like that on the video games? I mean, there's set pieces, but you just not gonna go there and web swing in the sewers like that.
Right.
That's a big aspect of Spider-Man. If anything, those are the best fights in the comics,
Mm.
right? The best discovery is Venom and Carnage are in the sewer. And oh wait, oh, who's that? Hydro Man.
Mm. Mm.
Wham, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But yeah, I think for you to say, hey, man, can I pick up this island and just throw it into the sky? Yeah, get real, man. It's not gonna happen unless we got 1 million gigabytes of RAM on your console. You're not willing to pay that price
Right.
for the video game, right? So I mean, for me, I think it's super plausible. You create a storyline to where Superman's still Superman, but the world is just this, create a storyline for it. I Yeah, just be creative. I trust there's people that can create deep concepts to it, like, yo, this Superman game works, and in this universe, this is what you get to do. So I think it's not nothing's off the table. I think it's super plausible. I just think you would need someone who equally cares for Superman.
Mm.
You would need a team who would really want to take on that project. Then there's nothing else that'll suffice unless it's a team that really cares about this project.
Mm.
That's the only way you're gonna get it to be done. If not, you're gonna get, oh man, you're gonna get excuse after excuse after excuse. Meanwhile, some four-man team in a basement
He's gonna put out
said,
the
oh,
indie
this is
version of
very
this.
easy.
Yeah.
They give it in it, you know. Um, yeah, I think it's
I also feel the variety of villains, you'll run through them very quickly. Because I do feel like with Superman, and I guess maybe this is due to just classic writing or just for ratings for shows. They've always been narrowed down to okay, Kryptonian invasion, Zod and followers,
Mm.
Brainiac, the occasional Lex plan of the day,
Mm.
a little splash of Waller if you wanted to open up the universe a little wider. The most probably level fight that you would have, Live Wire or Parasite. But then when you look at it on a game like on a Spider-Man PS5 level, you could have all those people in one game and it just be done.
Yeah, that's true. I think it just depends on it. I think to Dory's point, it would kind of depend on execution, right? Because for some reason or another, they keep bringing back Toyman, and we all know he's not really like a Superman threat in the traditional sense. But in terms of collateral damage, of like he's such a demented person that's like it's more like a here's a hostage situation boss with Toyman versus you got to punch this person out. I feel like if you kind of take it from like you look at for example like the way they did like the Superman TV series or even how he's depicted in the Justice League, it's like you have some spillover sometimes from other people's rogues galleries. A Yellow Lantern. You could have Black Adam if you really wanted to have that magical threat. I'm trying to think who else he's fought. Of course, Lobo. Gotta have Lobo. Like it's just I think there's certain things that you could do. He has a decent enough notable villains gallery where it's like you could at least Arkham Asylum it. I would say the second game is where I'm not sure, but
that's another thing.
hmm,
That's what I meant about the redundancy, like because you already know with these type of things they are going to do sequels, but when you do such a person like that, it kind of gets very redundant very quickly. Because first of all, in terms of Superman, what is a skill tree?
um,
He's never really been a person where, like, yeah, I mean, I get it through the comics. Like, yes, he has gained other like abilities, but not something that is like super technical. Like, okay, if you get this skill tree, you could launch 20 batarangs at one time and just lock on all your targets, or like or miles, or here's a double shot blast,
hmm.
something like that, or yeah, like that.
Well, what if you did it during his formative years where he's not fully like tapped into his power, so now things have a cooldown of like heat vision has a 5 second cooldown now instead of a 3 second cooldown, or now you could do a wide arc heat vision, or now freeze breath instead of pushing the person away, it actually freezes them for 3 seconds or whatever. Like I think there are ways you can build on a skill tree for Superman.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, it's not like handling overpowered characters to me is a simple fix. Um, you know, I don't. I mean, for me, I think with Superman, and it doesn't even have to be this Superman. You could do a different universe
Yeah,
for a different Superman.
that's what
I
it is.
think
Spider Man's
those,
not a Spider Man based off anything. He's
yeah,
Insomniac Spider Man.
you can do that. You can do boom. This is this version Superman. I have a version of Superman that I think people would love, right? But that's just that's what I would do, and I think there's many things you can introduce, man, for a video game. Like let it number one, let it be fun. And at the second time, let me enjoy being Superman. Like I want to enjoy, like the Superman game that came out for that movie. Where I think who's the director? The one 2000 Superman,
I think that was Brian Singer. I think
Bryan
I
Singer.
could be
Okay,
wrong,
so
but I'm pretty sure it was him.
All right, right. So that's Superman. There was a game that came out, and it wasn't the greatest game, but there was elements that were very fun.
Mm.
I think you can take from like introducing Darkseid into the second installment. I think you can. Like Justice League has shown us
Yeah,
that you can do a
I think you
Superman
could you
arc,
could
you
spill
know?
over and have enough,
Yeah,
more than enough.
yeah, you can definitely do it. And then you can also have, other characters pitching that are just as like Green Lantern show up. Okay, Kyle Rayner, like how other episodes, Hawkman, stuff like that could make the game play more interesting and more fun. And then we would love to see that version's Superman, that version's XYZ character design of whoever. Yeah, I think it's super possible, man. I don't think because what do you do for an all powerful character? Nothing. He's all powerful. Like, don't let that be a wall.
Mm.
Get creative. There's many ways that you could tackle that situation. That is not the stop. It's not like Superman's Doctor Manhattan.
Right. And it's also weird that they're
No.
like we're more confident putting Superman into a fighter than in his own games. Like in a fighter, you had to write a specific set of rules for him to be able to fight on equal playing field with half of the cast. like like you
Yeah,
had
so
you wrote your entire story around nerfing him.
yeah, like for me, the Injustice games make no sense. Like, oh, why is Superman there? But you guys found a way to do it.
Hmm.
So it's super plausible, man.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah,
just
those are my thoughts. I mean, I'll share my one shot comic of Superman that I've already been working on. So,
yeah.
um,
I mean, like I said, I'm kind of on board of like I understand what Tim's saying of like it is a tricky thing of like what direction do you go with him. But I'm like I think it's plausible. I think it's something where it's like you're only kind of limited by, I guess, your intimidation of like, oh, this is just too much. It's like, I mean, it can be done. It's just,
you know, you know how. how bad I wanted to heat me with somebody. I would like that. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
that junk is fire, kid.
yeah.
And then I just think nobody, people like just aren't creative, man. Like it's not like you're dealing with Saitama. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
oh, that's it. Show's over. Wrap it
Wrap it
up.
up. Yeah.
Action cut. It's not like you're dealing with. It's not like you're dealing with Saitama. There's many things you could do with Superman. If I could watch Justice League right now and just like, yo, I know what to do with this Superman.
Mm.
You know? Yeah, and so that's it, man.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Okay. All right. Next topic on the docket. Now, the story on this was a little confusing, and even after I got clarification on it, it still didn't quite make sense. But essentially, from what I understand, is someone who had a Switch 2 ended up buying some secondhand games from Facebook Marketplace. He tried to load it into his Switch,
First
and
of all, Facebook Marketplace, that's the ultimate red flag, bro. Ultimate. The ultimate red flag, bro.
but Tim, it gets better. So he buys the games, and upon loading them into his system, Nintendo flags the console because the game ID is showing up similar to the ID of the person who sold it to him. So they're like, "Oh, you're bootlegging this game, bricked," you know. And he ended up having to call Nintendo, show them like a picture of the Facebook sale, like I bought this from so and so, such and such and such, to get his system unblocked. Now we've all talked about this leading up to the Nintendo Switch release. Again.
You know what?
Go ahead,
You
Tim.
know what it also is, man. I can guarantee you, especially my previous years at GameStop, I can guarantee you, certain people don't even know that knowledge about.
I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure because I've come to realize, bro, like no matter as these systems are developing, there's just certain people out there who are not reading, who are
Mm,
not reading. There are certain people who are just buying it for their kids, just to shut them up, and just just for them to be content or whatever. There's just so many factors, man. People are not reading. Like these are no longer systems where you just plug in and put in a cartridge. They are not.
mm-hmm.
You need internet. You need subscriptions. You need this. You need that. It's like they are an ecosystem now
Yeah.
that requires responsibility.
Yeah. And not only that, they like, to your point about GameStop, it's like we're seeing a more concentrated effort than ever of like these companies want that secondhand market to be non-existent.
Which I do understand why,
Of
because
course.
there was an era that we saw a lot of studios like closing down because after those initial sales, the secondhand retailers were just raking up that cash, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really fair. That's why, like, in some many ways, I do support the digital movement. Like, at least it goes right back to where it needs to go. Now, yes, companies are still finding ways to fumble
To be
their
greedy.
employees
Yep.
out of greed,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just, we do need better systems of how to handle it. But continue, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, even with the digital market, like we've all said this on the pod at one point of like, there's no reason why the digital version of this game costs the same amount as the physical. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's no like you can't justify it to me of like no, it's still $70. You didn't press any boxes up. There's no down like thin sheet of paper that has to go out with a little download code. Like what are you talking about? Like why is it dollar for dollar? So to that point, I'm like I understand of like they're not getting anything from the secondhand market, but they've also made themselves so first market unfriendly. Of like you hear a story like this of like I can't even buy. If I was to buy a game from y'all, I can't play it on my system because it was already locked onto your console. Like that's not. At some point you gotta like there has to be some I guess rules or regulations I should say when it comes to I guess protecting your assets. They got the FBI cracking down on Switch ROM sites. The FBI. But Esther, what you think about
Nah, that's
the remote brick,
overkill, man.
the press the button, the
So
remote brick button?
no, it's overkill. You don't have a console. You're not buying a console. Like I'm not buying something to participate, right? I'm not buying something to participate in your gaming, right? That Like you're telling me, hey, this is this hotel space you can rent. And as soon as I feel like you're not a good worthy tenant, I'm kicking you out of my hotel. I'm like, number one, I didn't come to buy a hotel. I came to buy ownership of this property.
Hmm.
So like you can't treat me like, you're treating me, you can't I understand you want to protect your assets, but at what point do you feel like the fact that you feel like you can get away with that, is that give you this, that doesn't make you right just.
I mean, kind of, yeah, because first of all, you bought the system. You bought the
Mhm.
system knowing what the, well, if you did your research, right?
Yeah.
If you bought the system knowing this is our rules, you kind of did, like, in a sense, sign that waiver already through your dollar. You voted for this in a sense. And you remember, like how
And
we were
and
saying back, like in the discussions, yeah, like bro, like if you're supporting this, you're supporting it. No matter what you're saying, like if you swiped your credit card, paid in cash, if you physically went into a store and came out with this in your hand, you just supported their policies.
and I go back to the point you made where like some people like, people just want to buy a game, right? I shouldn't have to do college level research to see if this console's right for
That's
me.
true.
You know what I'm saying? So now, I can say, you know what? Okay, let me go ahead and throw this rock at this window because that's nah. Like, you didn't read the fine print under yeah, that the one that's you have to zoom in 25x to
Right.
read.
You
You
didn't
didn't read
throw
that?
the user agreement into
Yeah.
ChatGPT,
Oh,
you
oh,
fool.
oh, oh yeah, yeah. No, no. Revolt. I'm a Frenchman. Get ready for the revolution.
Tea bags is going over the ship
Shock
today.
Le Blair. Yo, like yeah, it's a wrap. So I mean, I that's just how I feel, and then I'm not how I feel, but that's what I see is gonna happen. Everybody wants to build the Jenga piece until it's that last brick you pull apart, and it's a wrap. So
Yeah.
that's listen, entities can go poof just like ghosts. So that's all I'm gonna say.
No, I think that's all that really needs to
You
be
know,
said. Like, I think about, we obviously we've been getting more comments lately, and from one of the more reasonable people, he was basically saying like, I bought a Switch 2 because it plays my old Switch games at a better frame rate, and I like playing with my kids. And I was like, that's great. Like, I have no rebuttal, no
and
like.
and guess what? Donkey Kong can't even play it at the rate it's telling you to.
Their first party titles
Donkey
having
Kong
frame
is
drops
collapsing,
already.
collapsing under the weight of the graphics, under the weight of Wreck-It Ralphing the entire environment. At the weight, Donkey Kong can't even hold up the pillars of the ramp.
Your launch title is dropping frames a month after your console came out. It's
Keep
crazy.
playing, keep playing. I'm just saying, keep playing. Keep playing. I just don't think these companies are infallible. Yeah, I did buy it, but guess what? Nintendo, I'm pulling up my change it, change it.
Mm,
That's what I think is good. Because people bought this. Here's what I feel like people bought it. Like, oh yeah, let's see them do that, and they bought it, and now they got bricked, and now hey Nintendo, Squidward, whatever, dolphin noises from SpongeBob. You feel me? Like. And that's really that's like yo, I dare you to not to tell me this game that I bought when I for 59.99 at the time that you gonna charge like you now is brick because my cousin let me hold it.
right,
No, no,
right.
no, 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 no. We not doing that. I mean, and especially with the times, you think this is gonna get any cuter? No, people like I'm like, yo, look, listen, either you change this policy or not. The FBI is getting involved in what? For a video game? Y'all can't do anything more meaningful? No, it's a wrap. Once I saw the FBI get involved, I'm like, what y'all paying the FBI for?
Yeah.
The federal dog, the Federal Investigation Bureau? Really?
Yeah. Kicking in the digital doors of like it's DJ drama mixtapes. We heard y'all got ROMs in here.
Dog, do you know what that department looks like? It's one guy with a sandwich on break time. Yeah, hey, Nintendo, you want to pay us? Sure. All right. Yeah, give him that corner right there. Yeah,
Right.
the one in the boiler room.
Right.
Give him that corner right
You
there. I
sure
mean,
these
I just
resources wouldn't be better made to be making your games more backwards compatible? No, why would we do that?
no, and then in all honesty, man, it's not looking good, to be honest with you. I think the media hype is gonna go out, and I mean, I just don't think it's gonna be. Once you see how serious it is, the bricking, I'm just gonna give it time.
Hmm.
Um, to be honest with you, because it's now like I understand you'll own nothing and be happy to a degree. That's for the people who don't give a put up a fight.
Yeah.
But it's just
Honestly,
it's just
honestly, bro, like we're two for two already with the nostalgia and just the adult FOMO winning, bro. Because like I do no, because I definitely do resonate with your point. Because we are in a different space, headspace as men, where we
Hmm.
are. But honestly, bro, that moment when we wake up in the morning, we see these articles, it's just like it's like the more controversy, like and that's where the insaneness of the world is now. Like the more controversy, the more money.
Yeah. The more it sells for some reason,
For like
it's.
for some odd reason,
Mm,
bro. It's like for some reason, like humans are just attracted to that. Like, oh, this happened to their console. Well for some odd reason, I want it.
oh, man, I like to live on the dangerous side. Let me go ahead and just.
And of course, the Golden Child's holiday is next week.
We'll see.
Well,
We'll see.
oh, I mean, they're back. They're back for holiday season now, bro. So you already know what that means. You already know.
I feel like the industry changes so much on a weekly basis now. I'm like, I have no, I have tempered expectations for everything at this
Well,
point.
yeah, we do. We do. But obviously, we've been like when we wake up, like bro, like every time we wake up, I send you all them new YouTube clips. Oh, they don't dropped another pack, and it's just like how you said, bro. It's printing money.
Yeah.
They pull in every single doodle somebody uploaded on Yahoo, whatever, like Twitter, remix it a little bit to not connect it back to them,
I
and
like the
just
way you drew
oh,
that red quasar. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Throw a little Adobe After
I
Effects on
mean,
it and just
yeah. Like to me, it's pathetic, man. Like
yeah, it's like fight back, yo.
yeah,
Like fight back just a little bit.
you're not respected, man.
Yeah,
You're not respected. Like you, if they're doing this with a video game, like how far do you think they're gonna do it? Like it's gonna go a lot further. They're gonna these things don't these entities don't have a conscience.
yeah,
All right. Some of them do until they don't, and
yeah,
the ones with the conscience usually get voted out unless he
yeah.
future proofs himself.
one of the craziest things humanity continues to prove, bro, how far they will conform.
No, for sure.
Especially when like like how we talk about like especially once it's connected to your livelihood, bro. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel with the straightest face.
But I just,
Watch these megapixels with Pauline on my back.
I mean, but it's like you can still do that. Just hold out a little bit. That's all. That's all we're saying.
Ah, bro, because if you do that, like especially now, but if you call them out, your channel just got flagged.
Yeah,
That got flagged. This got this. This got that. Bro.
Like Nintendo is like so to me they're the most anti-consumer video game company I've ever met because
for
one
now. But go on.
for now, yeah, because look, for example, you got they won't even let you do tournaments. A beloved game that's culturally they there's no flow or movement for it. They
Mhm.
don't care because they can't make money off of it.
I guess
Which
Evo technically, but I know what you mean.
But then the thing about it is, look at all the other outlets where they're just literally printing money. Because honestly, bro, we're like I always said, like we're saying this logic, but tomorrow, bro, like especially since now they're in the movie universe now, bro. All they gotta do is launch a poster teaser tomorrow, and humans' brains are wiped like the MIB
Yeah,
flash.
the
Boom.
Triforce. I'm already pre-ordering.
Well,
Like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, you got people saying the Mortal Kombat movie trailer was is gonna be bananas, and I'm like, You're bananas."
yeah, it's gonna be bananas, all right. It's gonna be something. We're gonna talk about it in a lot of detail. Stay tuned in, viewers. We're getting there. Don't you
Oh
worry. It dropped
my
on the
goodness.
perfect day, perfect day to discuss this. The last thing about Nintendo, real quick. I saw this morning. I forgot to add it to like the memo. Apparently, Nintendo Japan has been doing surveys to ask how people are receptive or not receptive to the idea of the key card for third party titles, where it's like the key card is a download code. Because apparently Japan has they take more pride in physical preservation. Like they're a culture that will have the game that they bought, the Final Fantasy VII that they bought back in '97, looking like it just came out yesterday in terms of on their shelf. And I don't think their Nintendo is getting the response that they were hoping for when it comes to the third party key cards of like, yeah, you can buy. I think Cyberpunk is an exception, but like you can buy Street Fighter, but it won't be on the disc. It'll just send you to the eShop. What do you guys think about them doing surveys? Is that a sign of like they're gonna change something, or is it just
Yeah, Japan still appreciates handwritten letters.
mm,
If me and you wanted to talk to the director of any of our favorite games and we were to take the time to write a letter, they would read it
mm,
and respond back to you and say thank you for taking the time to write this letter to inform me about certain parts of the game that you did not enjoy
mm,
or anime you did not enjoy? They still do handwritten letters. They still have a form of postal service to where it's, they still like paper mail.
mm,
That's still a thing. As advanced tech as it is, as advanced in tech as it is, these things are still um culturally cherished.
mm.
And so, yeah, I'm not surprised. Me knowing that information, of course, I'm not surprised. I'm just shocked that they won't like they're not approaching this as it being bricked as well, 'cause since these things bleed into each other.
That's what I would
So
think. Like I just don't know. Like how did you not see that coming? In that regards. But Tim, what you think? You think this is a change for the better? Is this where the tide start to shift back a little bit?
Too early to tell.
Fair.
Too it is way too early to tell, man. I definitely say like with these type of things, you gotta wait till like very periodic moments. I would definitely say wait till after the summer is over, as we're entering like the fall winter season,
Mm-hmm.
because especially that's the biggest part of the year where it just everybody just goes crazy in terms of spending,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see from there.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure this will not be the last time we talk about them because it never is. It's like,
Like I said, bro, next week, expect something.
oh, I expect nothing. But we can get into it proper. So, for those who don't know, what Tim is alluding to is that Nintendo announced that they're doing another Pokemon Direct next week, and he dropped the link in the group chat. And I immediately said, all I can hear is the sound of PNG paper tags getting ripped open. I don't expect there's it's gotten to the point, especially with Pokemon, of like other than the Pokemon trading card mobile game, they don't care about anything else. You're gonna get the Pikachu headphones are now coming to America, and we have the super secret ultra rare Hollow Evolution hologram set of the original starters that you can get on Pokemon trading card game right now.
I mean, well, Pokemon Presents. I mean, you already know, like, especially as of now, they have to release something, including like Pokemon Legends ZA.
Mm,
At the end of every trailer, the two trailers that they've always hinted like what the next thing would be. So I definitely feel this is going to be something in relation to like probably like new megas,
mm.
because there have been many leaks that yes, we are getting new megas this time around. So, I mean, I think that's probably what it's going to be pretty much is. Probably show a little bit more gameplay mechanics. But so far, everything about this game has been very underwhelming
Yeah, which
to
is
me, because
kind of
I
on
felt
brand at
like
this point.
just to be honest, I felt like the first Legends game was very, very, it was very enriching in a sense. But it's kind of point like like all right, since you've already done hyped it up, it's now on Switch One and Switch Two. Like, just don't let it just be a better frame rate. Like,
Hmm.
what are you bringing to the table in terms of this Legends game that we should look forward to in the future? Um, I do feel like we might get a couple of surprises where they might try to drop like some old games on the eShop. That
You
would be
like so
nice.
you like the rumors about like, oh, Super Smash Brothers might be coming to the eShop soon or something or Nintendo Switch Online, I should say.
Nintendo Switch Online, they probably might give us like old Pokemon games.
Hmm.
I mean, they're already given us Coliseum, Gale of Darkness. A lot of people have been asking, for like how the games that a lot of people play on emulators, like Fire Red, Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, all of those things. Like, because certain people would really love to really revisit those games at the times, man. Um, like I said, right now, like there, you could tell that the Nintendo Switch Online is definitely going to be used to like target the nostalgia trends of
One
things.
thousand percent.
Um, but yeah, and just see what goes from really there. But I just kind of feel like this Pokemon Presents is going to be very interesting, man. Very, very interesting.
I'm gonna drop a hot take that I know has 0% chance of happening, but I would love for them to announce an anime adaptation of the original Red story from the manga. That's my hot take. I would love
Never,
it. I know.
never.
I'll never get it, but I would be in. Like they would win me back over. just just show a little thing
I don't.
of Red facing a shadowy figure, and then all of a sudden the Kangaskhan cracks a gym in half, and I'm like, I'm here. I'm back. It's 95 all over
Um.
again.
Yeah, but I don't think the West is aware of that storyline of Pokemon.
I don't think so either.
They have no idea. So if you introduce that, they're gonna be like, "What the heck is this?
Hmm.
I know this is the real Pokemon. They actually die. I don't want this."
No, I
They
do.
no, no, no. We do,
Hmm.
but just like the masses, they want a pampered version.
Hmm.
They want a pampered version of Pokemon. Like, that's just the truth. And we know the underline is there, right? They want a pampered version of Pokemon to where when you get bodied, your eyes swivel, like, yeah,
Right.
you got shocked with 90 million volts of electricity. But of course, right? Um, that Mewtwo from Detective Pikachu was actually a pretty accurate Mewtwo,
Hmm.
but that was a little too much, for the anime version to be, so that's
Hmm.
just a little too much. Um, so if you have Pokemon of that destructive power existing in a cartoon, like, I don't think the masses will like be ready for that. They want a pampered version,
Yeah, but I
you
think you,
know.
you could have versions for both. Like, I think the Pokemon Company refusing to acknowledge that their original fans are almost 40. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you can still have your kid friendly service, but like Tim was saying in the group chat, it's like all the hints were always there. Gengar feeds on your, like, not on the dreams of Pokemon, on dreams, period. Like, he can send you into a catatonic state as a human being. Like, that was always there. It's like, Cubone, where's the dead skull of his mother? Like, it was always like, like certain things are like, no, no, yeah. Even Pokemon the
No,
first
no.
movie, it's like, he brainwashed Nurse Joy and turned her into a living puppet.
But
Like,
then you have the crazy, what's his name? Larvitar's final evolution.
A
Not
Pokemon that has the
Larvitar,
power
Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil.
oh.
that don't count. Somebody made that up. Like,
Oh,
that don't
somebody
count.
made that? Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like that's
Okay,
that's
okay.
a that's a like when humans when they
Okay.
convert the stories and
Thank
they
you. No, no, thank you,
upload that
thank you.
stuff to
Thank
Google.
you.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay.
no,
Thank you,
that
thank you,
that
thank
was
you.
something else.
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought it was real
no.
because the boys was
Hisuian
telling me that the cre
Typhlosion
Okay, okay, okay,
gained this new gained this new form by the spirit
okay,
by the power of the mountain and guides souls to the afterlife.
okay, okay,
That is its story.
okay,
All
okay.
right.
They was saying they was saying they was saying what's his name? Typhlosion from Cerulean City was going crazy, But
You got to
No.
wear a case while I see
yeah,
you
yeah,
around,
yeah, yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah. But okay, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I just don't. To be honest with you, man, I think like nah, we want this nerfed I think America likes this. The West likes this version of Pokemon. That's what they know. They had no. We didn't know that Pokemon died until I didn't know Pokemon died or got bodied until what I was in my 20s,
Mm.
and even with that, it felt dishonest. And like, oh, really? Why? You know what I'm saying? But the story's a lot better. The
Yeah.
characters are more grounded, and there's stakes. You know, but
I mean, well, I mean, Pokemon is really interesting because, to be honest, Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z are really starting to really enter I wouldn't say a state of fatigue, but like if they don't really ground themselves, they really could come to a crash. The Pokemon manga is on a hiatus, due to health concerns, health
Surprise,
conditions,
surprise.
and yes, the games like yes, we already know we're gearing up for Gen 10, which the leaks have proven that it's going to be based off Greece, but another like I like the island style of Greece. So I mean, people are looking forward to that, but it's just I don't know, man. It's really starting the time. Like all right, you pushed a new console, so like, what is really Pokemon going to be from here?
For
Like,
this
are we
generation.
truly going to get a
Hmm.
true open world experience of Pokemon? And even in terms of people have been saying, like, when is Pokemon going to get voice actors for their games?
Bruh.
Like, I'm too tired of just pressing, pressing, pressing. It's like,
Press.
where's the actual message going to? And then, and once this little microwave version of the anime is done, you know, what is next? Because you always release this anime as a component to the games. But then, all right, you realize, the ass stuff is a bit overkill. These new kids, they're cool to a degree, but they really just like they're very baby down.
Hmm.
Very, very baby down. So it's like, what do you really expect from here? And that's why, like, a lot of people have been saying, like, maybe an anime reboot based off the manga characters, like the manga game component characters, like a fusion of both elements would actually be very good. And I absolutely do agree. I would love to see Red's journey. Red's journey. And then, when gold and silver come around, bring in gold and silver. Like, even to the point, give them actual real names, not based
Yeah,
off
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah. That's also a little ridiculous. So like
yeah.
all
Like
these other secondary characters all have dope names. Koga, Lieutenant Surge. It's like red, green, get
red.
out there. What?
And then
I
that's why I
like
said
it
like
for the
make them like
time.
a fusion of their game and anime. The game and manga counterparts because in the game counterparts they actually get physical names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it for the time it came out. I think it's honest to, the time of the game's release, red, blue, green. I like it for that. Then you could go ahead and venture off into um different, then do the name thing. I like it. I don't mind it. For if it's for that um era of Pokemon, I'll
Mm.
allow it. When they make a hit, right? Like something like Pokemon that had a surge in the West during the 90s, and then they realize they have an aging fan base. Do they all of a sudden say, "Hey, I don't want to make money from this age group anymore. Let me focus on this new group that for whatever reason has no affiliation with me, no attachment to me, and try to make money off of them." And it doesn't really work the way they want to.
I
Or if it does, they don't care about having two markets.
It's weird because I think for Pokemon specifically, I think they just depend on people our age just giving it to our kids and our nieces and our nephews. Of like, here's what I like when I was a kid, therefore you should like it. Versus we have the resources to kind of cater to both markets. Like, you know, not even though we bring it up all the time, but it does apply. It's like, look at Digimon. Digimon is dropping a game that caters to the kids in the 90s who are adults. At the same time, they also announced a new anime with a new Digidesk and a new protagonist for the kids. It's like if you want to watch that too, fine. But if not, I'm sure they'll find some way to include Ty and Matt in something pretty soon. Just wait. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's just to me, it's just like, why would you? It's just so nonsensical, man.
I don't get it. I'm like,
I don't. Maybe it's a cultural thing. Like there's always a youthful person. They always, for me, when I consistent with Japanese cultures, the old protagonists usually they get rid of them for whatever reason,
mhm.
and they feel like a younger protagonist is going to be easier to follow,
But it's
and
weird
that's
because they emulate the West in so many ways. Like you hear all of our favorite developers love American comics. It's like you think we got to 14 different versions of Spider-Man because they retired Peter? No, he's right there with Protege 3, 4, and 5.
And I want to say,
Like,
like, like, you have to have a presence for this thing to be passed down. If
mhm.
there's no presence, there's not going to be anything for the kids to connect the latch onto. There's
Yeah.
nothing for them to go off of, right? Tim said, no, Tim one day was describing how his nephew loved the Power Rangers movie, but that Power Rangers movie created a presence to where they both Power Rangers.
Mhm.
All right, it's a Power Ranger movie, but they're able to connect. This is the Power Rangers that I grew up on, and this is the Power Rangers you grew up on. There's a bridge there. There's an
Mhm.
ecosystem. Power Rangers still come. Like I can talk. There's kids that tell me, "Yo, my favorite season of Power Rangers was Ninja." I said, "Hey, man, hey, I'm not mad at you. I, I liked SPD, and I was a lot older when I watched
Mhm.
SPD.
Mhm.
To me, SPD was written so well, and the choreography
I
was
was shocked
fire."
watching the show.
You feel me? So I was just like, yo, this is amazing.
Mhm.
Um, Rangers were fighting outside of their uniform and giving it to people. So to me, I was like, nah, this is heat. But there's an ecosystem of Power Rangers there. The kids can say, I like Tommy too. Why? Because there's a presence there.
Mhm.
You're not. I don't see this being done with Pokemon to the degree that it should be done. Right? There's an investment that you have to do to cultivate these. Like you have to be a farmer. You have to cultivate this. Like to do say, hey, it's gonna take care of itself. Yes and no. There's still work to be done, man. That is a faulty business strategy, if I'm honest with you.
I agree.
And it doesn't work, you
I
know?
I don't think it will be for our generation though, because I have come to realize as I've been keeping up with Pokemon lately, there's like another group of generation behind us. Like I remember sometimes some of these big Pokemon YouTubers I follow, I hear sometimes, oh yeah, my first Pokemon game was Diamond and Pearl. I was like, bro, what?
Then you start doing the
Yeah, like,
math.
and then
Well, if they're 20
yeah, I spent my whole
something,
career from Diamond and Pearl. One time I even heard somebody say X and Y was there. I was like, bro, what? But then that's where it goes to show you, man, like maybe that bridge will happen with those people, not us.
mm,
And sometimes that's even hard for me to grasp because, like, even when you were talking, Joy, it's like, yeah, bro, what is the bridge? What is it? Because, like, I'm thinking about, like, all right, for example, my nephew here, like, he got Pokemon cards, but he doesn't really care for them. Like,
mm,
oh, they're shiny little things, and that's just it.
mm-hmm,
Well, like in terms of games, like he has no interest in the games yet because, yeah, like he hasn't really been exposed to something of that nature. They haven't done movies since that Tarzan one, so there's really nothing really drawing him in. And then even the Netflix ones, he didn't really care for those.
mm.
So yeah, maybe something with the YouTubers, the Pokemon YouTubers generation, maybe they'll do something. But I don't even know like the guys like us, like who are like who are slowly but surely entering their late 30s and 40s. Like I don't really see like where is that bridge? Where is it?
I don't know. And do they care to cultivate it? Like
Yeah,
that's the other part of like again, I agree, Jory, faulty business strategy, but also more money than your parent company. It's like it's a hard thing of like, well, even if we fall on a pile of cash like Scrooge McDuck. Like who cares? Who cares if we introduce Charizard for the 45th time? Like, and it's unfortunate because it's like
well, actually, maybe the bridge is the trading card game, maybe
I don't
because
think so.
obviously it's
I don't
printing.
think so. I,
Obviously, I mean it's I don't
because
know.
because it's like it's our generation's version of baseball cards, right? Like we see like a Charizard is more expensive now than it was when we were kids. Like, so like there is that aspect of it. Like speaking of what you said Tim, about the nostalgia, but I don't think it's that same thing of like even my friends that I know who have kids, they're of a decent age and they're into Pokemon. It's like they are, but they're not. Like they go to the little library and do the little trading things, like we would do at school, whatever. But it's not. It wasn't. Hold on, let me pull up binder number two. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one little modest little handful of cards, probably a couple of favorites. Like there's not that like frenzy and camaraderie, I guess you could say. Like no one seems to care as far as like the ecosystem of the card game of like, okay, maybe I'll learn what this energy card does for water so I could play with my friends. Like that's gone. It's just binder shiny. Yay. Like it's just and now they got the EX Charizard card and this where it's just like, okay, which one matters? All of them and none of them. Oh, all right, well, I guess, like I don't it's like it's hard to say like what is a thing that would justifiably get the kids on board. Like Dragon Ball, I think has an easier time by comparison because there's still some fundamentals that are in place. One Piece isn't over, so that's easy, But like some of these other series, just like I don't know, I don't know what Pokemon's thing would be.
And hmm, I don't know, man. I think yeah, it's definitely an ecosystem. Number one. I don't think I do think the trading card game is a better bridge than we might we're led to believing it's not. Because I've met kids that care about the cards. They just within school, wherever they go, like kids now have options. They don't like for us, excuse me. A lot of us went to a public school. You get the kids all over, smart kids, extremely bright, kids that are not so bright. You get more of a populace of different personalities in one area, so where something like that could actually have more of a chance of growing. Now kids are like, there's more particular schools to where like those kids don't want anything. Those kids have nothing to do with because they can't bring anything like that to school.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? There's more like schools now are more like as far as how it used to be are more like compartmentalized. They're not like how it used to be for us.
That
That's the only thing. So
mm,
not only that, but like you have kids being around a lot older students. You have K through 8. Like when was that a thing? And so
mm.
those things don't allow for certain ecosystems to build, or certain things just get washed out. I think, at least for me, from my observation, because that's where something like that would gain traction, right at school. Like everything that we did was at school. That was our lunch. After lunch we come back after Toonami, and the men would have like just like oh yeah, what do you think about LeBron? I didn't care about LeBron. We were talking about, yeah, man, so what do you think about Vegeta? Man, Vegeta did XYZ. Did you see the episode of Rurouni Kenshin? Yeah, man, da, 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 da. Did you see the episode of Yu Yu Hakusho? Yeah, he did the Dragon of the Dark Flame. He did what? you know that was grown man talk at the lunch table,
Mm.
third grade, fourth grade. That was you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? that
yeah.
was that was that 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 was vital. Did you see the Digimon episode? I did. Tears down my face because I saw a 3D rendered of Agumon. So
Yeah. No, you're right. The
they had me my hands at the screen. We're the kids of America. Whoa. They had me at the screen holding my hand up like, yes, I'm with you, Ty and
Yeah,
friends.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. No, you're
yo,
you're the
so
I guess you could say like the mass hysteria moments that we had. They don't have that. The things that make
they don't
certain
have
things
that.
normal, like the yeah, you put it. I can't phrase it any better than what you put it. It's like yeah, they don't have. They're too fragmented off to have a collective thing of like, man, what is everybody else doing? I should probably at least know what this is. Like you don't have that anymore. Like everybody has their own like
I've
Roblox
met
community, Minecraft community. Like
Minecraft community. Like, do you play Minecraft? Yeah, sure. And then that's it. I just play this one thing. I am not dynamic in
Minecraft,
any
Roblox,
other way
hmm,
because it's
Fortnite.
free. And it's not cool because my friends aren't playing it. I'm like, you rather play this block, like this low graphics version of any, yeah. Like they don't care for quality like how we did.
no, they care for a different quality. I think they do want quality. They want fun, but we were raised on graphical fidelity. for the most part. Of like, look at how we're pushing this console to its max. Where with them, it's just like, is it fun or not? I don't care that
Yeah,
I
every
can see.
generation has their own language.
Yeah, this game having Nathan Drake's pores does nothing for me. Like, what is the gameplay like? It's like that's a fair critique, like which is why like I think to kind of cap at least the Pokemon discussion, like it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do with these future Pokemon games because at a certain point, it's like even if the frame rates never get better, is the gameplay gonna get better? Like I don't think this whole real time battles is gonna pan out the way they think it is for Za. It doesn't look that interesting. So like I don't know, even like what is the thing? Like you tried terrestrialization, gigantamaxing, like these things aren't working, they're not connecting.
So you don't did all the gimmicks that you tried to pull from the first two
I can't
seasons.
believe they actually thought that would work. Gigantamax. Like, we'll turn you into a kaiju.
The terrestrial one was where I was like, this is crazy. A
The
shiny
crystal,
coat.
they took the crystal onyx theory. It just gave it a magical hat. I was like, bro, come on, like that was the worst gimmick ever, bro.
Shiny
The
mode
worst.
change.
That was the worst, man.
Hmm.
That was the absolute worst.
But all right, fellas, let's get into the big debate and discussion that we've seen on our timelines for the past week now. A lot of varied opinions, some that I agree with, some that over time I want to give a little bit of pushback, but of course I want to get your guys' thoughts on. Sucker Punch finally revealed the Ghost of Yotei gameplay. We got a entire state of play dedicated to Ghost of Yotei, 20 minutes of Sucker Punch basically addressing all the issues that people have with the first game. Of like, we know you guys didn't like stances that much. Here's an entire weapon wheel, and they all have their own skill tree. Oh, we know you didn't like too much of the side quests being meaningless. Here's a detailed thing of how these side quests are going to play out, kind of similar to Red Dead Redemption. Okay, great. All these different things that people had asked for as improvements in another Ghost of Tsushima entry. But what we kept seeing is kind of like a underwhelming. I mean, sure, there's certain people excited, but overall like underwhelming reception to it. Almost like, oh, is that it? And I actually had a conversation with my friend of like he was kind of underwhelmed as well. And I asked him, I said, okay, you were underwhelmed. What would you have wanted to see? And he couldn't give me an answer. And then I even asked in a community post on our page of like, what did people think of the direct? And like community posts, some people sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't. But somebody did respond, and he was like, I don't know if it's just the open world burnout, but it just doesn't seem like we're getting enough, right? Which I respect, but it's also one of those things of like when we got Infamous and then got Infamous 2. Infamous 2 was just a better Infamous 1. Uncharted 2 is just a better Uncharted. I don't know. Is it sequelitis? It's like I'm not sure what it is.
Sly 1 and Sly 2, it's the same thing. Sly 2 was just a better Sly 1.
Mm,
Like, okay, with this, I like the state of play. I gave it like a solid
mm,
8 out of 10 for me. First of all, they did the course correct part because I remember when they did the whole PS5 version, that's where they got all those cinematic filters
yeah.
and things like that. It's like, hey, just to let you know, all that stuff that you got from the PS4 to the PS5 transition one, all that stuff is in there plus more.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell they covered their ground. There's a lot of quality in what they said, bro. When
Yeah.
you understand, like, no, this is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So on a production scale, you guys get an A+ for that. The weapons, come on, like, and this is where you also got to understand the differences in the character. Jin was a samurai.
Mm-hmm.
A Jin was under a specific code, and it wasn't until like an invasion happened he had to adopt a new fighting style. But you also have to realize he was not a professional in that fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
You have a girl here, and then you got to go typical Japanese feudal mindset. You are the daughter of a blacksmith, so that means you already know how to fight. You are a weapons master.
Mm-hmm.
She's an Onryu or wrathful spirit. She's a mercenary. And then, when I think of female mercenaries, I think of, the Star Wars underworld. Some of the baddest bounty hunters were female bounty hunters.
Mm-hmm.
They were very skilled, very very skilled, especially in weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Very very skilled. And you also got to think about it, bro. Like the time period is like y'all do realize, bro. Like there's been many time periods on this earth where, like, yeah, it's 100-year time skip, but bro, like there was
Ain't
not
nothing
no
changed.
huge
Yeah.
technical advancement, bro. Like
Mm.
y'all thinking that like what you want, a Tommy gun? I'm like, no, like this is well, clearly, due to one of the weapons, you could tell this is the era where the Europeans started to come in and do trade, and that whole history with
Yes.
guns.
So
And
now she has
okay,
like, access to a gun for a long range weapon.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a basic level one pistol gunpowder gun.
Mm-hmm.
What more do you want? Like I'm just thankful it's just not a sword and a bow. I am
Bro,
thankful for that.
I'm with you. That's why I'm so confused. I'm like, again, there's sometimes there's um aspects of a game where I'm like, these are things that needed addressing, right? So like when we were talking about all the previews that were coming out for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and I saw Peter throw the punch the same way he did in the first game, I was like, and I remember I told you guys, I'm like, uh-oh. Because the combat system was cool, but it had a lot of room for improvement. And I'm like, it seems like you guys focus more on the web swinging, which is now amazing. And the combat system is, there's some tweaks, but it's more of the same. And you look at all these video essays about Spider-Man 2, and the first thing they bring up, combat. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't do enough. Whereas like with Ghost of Yotei, I'm like, they literally kicked it off with, we
Combat.
heard you didn't like stances, so here's what is it, an Odachi, a blade as big as her back for like bruisers and brawlers. Like what else did you want her to do? She can dual wield like in Star Wars. I'm like, I ain't heard this type of complaining when Cal Kestis pulled out the double blade. What changed?
Yeah, like she has like 4 to 5 different fighting styles, bro. Like I said, like
With skill trees.
it's yeah, it fits the actual like universe and atmosphere. I did like how they changed up the support side missions and stuff like that. That's actually very cool, very, very dope. Um and then to be honest, the bounty system, I'm really looking forward to it now.
Mm,
Even the part when they did the original Japanese audio when she found one of the ones she's supposed to kill, just see that cinema like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I was like, okay, I'm drawn in. And like I said, bro, and then like Sucker Punch has a history, like, and this is where I feel like this is where my faith in them lies. They do have a history of doing sequels pretty well, pretty well. Like even like I said, Sly 2,
mm,
Infamous to Infamous 2.
mm.
Like to be honest, to this day, Infamous 2 is still my favorite Infamous out of all of them. Like just like how Uncharted 2 is still like my favorite out of all of them
Mm.
because it was just a several push that they did in that particular game that you just couldn't beat it.
Yeah, you fixed what needed to be fixed and made
Hmm.
improvements in places that mattered.
And then to be honest, I do feel like this studio maybe they're trying. I think for a lot of studios they're also trying to move in that we're not really trying to do trilogies no more. So
Mm,
maybe it's like a one and two type of feel, and
mm.
we'll move on to something else. Because to be honest, like yeah, if you do another time skip, what do you
At
want to
this
do?
point, it's just a shootout.
Because you could tell like they're not really sticking to like anything historical,
Yeah.
which I do feel like that's great. You're not trying to confine yourself. You're just sticking to all right. This particular era, this particular region of Japan was known for X, Y, Z. It was a little wild, wild west, a little lawless. If you didn't know how to fight, you could be dead.
Hmm. And it's a Kill Bill Volume One story where you're the bride. I love Kill Bill Volume One.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what else I would have wanted.
And there have been like other Japanese like animes and even Netflix series who've done that type of stuff like that Kill Bill format, and it's actually
Hmm.
pretty funny, pretty intuitive, pretty like detailed. And I'm trying to, and then even how they showed that, like when you get clues, they say the clue system. Oh, if you do this particular mission, you get more information about this particular one that's on your list, and it builds the story from there. So it also adds, all right, we're not going to put a very linear story into it.
Yeah.
You could just go from here to here to there, and however you want to conduct yourself, you could do that,
Which is what we wanted.
which is what we wanted.
So that's
So And then, of course, they might cap it off with another story DLC just to say so. But then the thing about it is like, just like how, Mighty Keith and a few others was going back at it, or this other guy, there's like, bro, what did you want her to have? A jetpack? You want her to have a wingsuit?
Yeah. And if you
Or
ask
like,
them, they don't have an
what do you
answer.
want? Because first of all, bro, like a prime example of when you do too much and there's really no real difference is the Far Cry series. Like the Far Cry series, like ever since three, has not been no big push, and people are starting to realize it. Like you did four, you did like five was pretty good to an extent,
Mhm.
but you realize they just hit a cap. They just hit a cap, and that's when you got to know to just end things. Just end it.
Yeah, or even another example, Just Cause, right? Just Cause 1 through 3 people really enjoyed mechanics, ragdoll physics. Just Cause 4, you're surfing on like a tornado at one point. It looks cool. It's like a technical marvel, but it's like, yo, what is this?
What is it?
Like, what is this innovation just for the sake of innovation? Or like, what is he doing? He's
Yeah.
riding the elements. Like, what happened? But Esrank, what are your thoughts on Ghost of Yotei? And then we'll open up the conversation of like, what do we consider to be a sequel in this modern day of gaming?
If I could probably sum up from the outside looking in what viewers are probably thinking or going through their mind, I would say maybe a lot of them are looking at this and like, I think the presentation should have kind of like showed more set pieces.
Mm,
It didn't do that. And so it kind of looked very hollow. Um,
When you say set pieces, like for example, like because I'm going back for how they used to do things in the past. Like I know back in the past they would give you like here's a 30-minute sample mission from the story.
yeah, I think they should have did that. I think they should have stuck with that. Like, because that's what sold people the first time with the Ghost of Tsushima.
Not
Um,
necessarily. They didn't do a story mission. Like
they did they
it was mostly like cinematic trailers. From what I remember, yeah, it was mostly cinematic trailers. There was some slight like gameplay elements, but they never. The only thing about it is like, yeah, you get defeated by the Mongol general, but they never really showed you like hardcore. Like to be honest, I didn't really know that you could do
no,
certain Sly Cooper stuff until I played the game myself.
no, they did. They did. There was a mission to where they showed him fighting an old lady. I think she used the bow. She used the bow. And she was like a ninja or something. She used the bow. They
She
showed
was an
that gameplay.
assassin.
She was
She
an
was an
assassin.
assassin, but then when you like, I don't think they show that as a story mission because
I
everything
remember.
because with her that was a side
side
mission.
quest in the game.
Yeah, it's a side. That was a side,
Yeah, but
and it
they
wasn't
showed
really impactful when you really look at it. Like it was like, oh
for
yeah, stop this
for
and
the
stop that, and then next thing you know, the mission is done.
for the time for the time of it being new, that was enough, I would say. For it being a new experience, that was enough.
Mm,
Um, from this, I would from for me, what would have helped it would have been I'm just throwing it out there. What I think the people probably wanted to see were like, yeah, set pieces of what am I going to be playing within this? What are the missions going to be like in this game? You know, am I going to be running in a burning temple? Is the temple going to be burning down as I fight through a horde of enemies? I think that probably would have worked in this versus like almost borderline kind of like mirroring an Assassin's Creed demo,
mm.
in a way. You know,
I
like
mean, the
those aren't.
games are to to some degree very similar, so it's hard
And
to not
yeah,
to have that comparison.
that also might not help it too because they're like, oh, I played the game with this person. Now I got to play the game in this game with this person again. That I mean, listen, you know, not a lot of people are intuitive, man. They want like,
This is true.
so you know, like that's
Hold
what we're
my
subject
hand.
to. So you know, if we're gonna use the same if we're talking about the same type of person that'll be like, hey man, you know, they're gonna the same type of person that's gonna buy a Nintendo Switch. This is the same type of person that's gonna have that form of thinking. That
Well, I think they did one thing right by showing them limited edition consoles at the end. Because nah, bro. Because we've seen it now. It's white and gold
The white and gold looks fire. The white and
with
black one, I
little
was like, this is I don't
with
know
the
what
little
this is.
ridges. Somebody gonna do it.
Mm.
Somebody,
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm just
somebody.
saying, like from the outside looking in, I think that's what people were.
I do feel one thing to piggyback on what you said. I do feel Sony has gotten a bit lazy in terms of their promotion of their games. Because the
Yes.
set piece that you were talking about, maybe that was back in that potential time where we got developer diaries on a basis versus here's a random state of play just because 2 days before.
Hmm.
Now, yeah, because first of all, we've seen these things. It's like, oh, state of play. Well, first of all, initial trailer, uh, a trailer light, state of play, then release trailer.
Hmm.
And that's why I feel like that's where we kind of are. So I guess that's more of a company side of things decisions. Um, like I said, bro, the biggest, especially since like I platinum trophy the game, and I feel very confident about that. I did want to see a lot more combat improvements, and I feel like it showed that for me. So I am interested to see what this story is going to look around and how will I conduct myself. But then even to go back to what you said and about what the guy shared with you, that open world burnout, that is actually a very, very real thing. And I
Hmm.
have realized that too. That's probably been one of my biggest struggles of finishing Red Dead. It's like that open world burnout on you, bro, is very, very serious. So, and I also feel like, when it comes to these open world games, I do feel like this game is going to have a lot of detail, and I saw that when they showed the support characters, and it's like you saw all these people. I was like, bro, all you can tell me all these people are about to play some role in this. So I'm
Hmm.
interested to see how they handle that. But I do feel like that's what is going to really truly extend this. And they still haven't even shared it. Like, hey, are you working on a multiplayer component for this? Especially with the whole anime coming connection to it. So we also got to wait around for that and see what happens. So I do feel like there are some surprises up for it, but it's just I kind of feel like sometimes like our imagination is like, bro, what do you want? Even today, you realize, oh, it's only been the 5 year anniversary
Hmm.
in the same console cycle in a
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah.
What do you really want more from her? Because to be honest, when you look at Fallen Order to Jedi Survivor, okay, this was a sequel to me in many areas. Like the combat was much better.
Yeah.
Um, Story elements
I'd say they're better. They're better.
were better. They did increase the open world because there were some places like, bro, am I still going?
Yeah.
Bro, you mean tell me I got to go way over there for a
Right.
collectible
Go
and I
tame
come
this
way back
brontosaurus
over?
looking thing so you can make it to the other side of this hub. What?
So the ending, that's a whole different story. But
Yeah.
But like I said, man, it's just like there. Yeah, it's the burnout is real, man. So I do feel it's a mixed bag of a lot of things, but I do feel once again based off the controversy, so people could finish the full circle, the full ride. It's going to sell just for those comparison videos,
I'm getting it.
and two, it is going to be a good, decent game. It is.
To
It is.
me, and maybe like I don't know if it's just me being, I guess, optimistic, maybe a little naive. I don't know. Right time will tell. I think the one thing that allows me to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to Ghosts in particular is that, and I've said this before, is like I think Ghosts of Tsushima continue to surprise me in a good way the more I played. Like there was a lot of mechanics that, granted, again, still needed addressing, but it was a lot deeper than it seemed the first 3 4 hours in the game. The first 3 4 hours, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this. But then by like hours 7 8, when I'm unlocking insta kill mode and I could do this with my stealth, and I'm like, yo, this is pretty fire. I think I'm gonna keep playing. So like to me, I'm like, I kind of expect that same feeling with Yotei of like we only saw the very none of the skill trees was fully unlocked. We just saw here's what she has available. And to me, I'm like it just it lines with the whole Cal Kestis comparison of like people were just fine with like, yep, splits the lightsabers in half. Yep, pulls out the Kylo Ren. It's like, but as you develop the skill tree, it's like there's a method to the madness of picking this particular lightsaber style.
Yeah.
And I feel like
And
Ghost
then the thing about
will
it
probably
is,
pull that
man,
off.
like I said, she's a mercenary, so she's gonna fight differently.
Mm,
She's not like the reason why they took away stances is because she's not a samurai. She's not a samurai. She's not in in like no. It's like come get these hands
yeah.
by any means possible.
Mm. They should have a throwing sand option. Pocket sand.
Um, so, and it's pretty detailed, man. You could design the character the way that you want. And trust me, bro. Like I got every last single piece of thread, bro.
That's
Trust me,
funny.
that list is endless, bro.
Mm,
Sometimes it will drive you crazy because you just want it. Like that trigger finger. I want that pattern.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want that pattern,
There's
but
like some white pattern I think in the first one that I thought was so fire, and I had to unlock the full. I'm like, I need the
I need a full
headband.
set.
I need.
I need a full set. So I mean, it's there. It's there. Yeah, like it's like, bro, like yeah, like I do feel like Sony does need to beef up. Like I really miss developer diaries. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, man. I miss developer diaries. Like when Virtua Fighter did that one where they shared like Wolf and stuff like that. It's like, bro, it's so simple, man.
Mhm.
That's what we want. We just want to keep us updated as these things are developing. Like we're just tired of being kept in the dark. You do a little minor presentation because nobody does E3 no more, and just do a
And you're just like
launch trailer
here,
and just
yeah.
expect us to say,
Mhm.
"Hey, here," and that's what it is.
I guess to open up the conversation a little bit more, um, especially now that like I've kind of got my retro setup going, and like I do want to continue playing Mega Man Legends and the other games that I have like lined up. It's like it made me think again about sequels of like when we were growing up, sequels could have pretty significant changes. Like it's to the point where I mean I can only speak for myself. I don't know if I would play Uncharted 1 ever again. I would start with 2. Like I remember enough of 1 where I'm like the mechanics just weren't quite there, but 2 did a big enough leap. Or to keep it even simpler, I'm never playing NBA Street 1 ever. 2 and 3. That's it. Because there was such a incremental jump in the abilities, the tricks, the shooting mechanics, the game, even the game breaker system. Where I'm like, why would I want to do the one, the 4 tricks that they have programmed and that's it? It's like I could do 8 and 2, like just depending on the button I pressed. So like I think it's interesting because again we're seeing this more and more and more where, and it doesn't matter what the game is, right? Or it's like Halo Infinite, they didn't do enough, right? Spider-Man 2, the argument is they didn't do enough. So to me, I'm like, okay, in this modern age of like what is expected in a sequel? What has to happen in the sequel to be like, this is everything I wanted, day one buy.
Um, well, what I've been seeing as of lately with the patterns is always combos, combos which is attaches to weapons and stuff like that, skill trees, yada yada yada. Traversal mechanics, like how do I get around? Of course, graphic fidelity, like what is the real difference? Scaling of story. Most people always want like improvements of that.
Hmm.
But then, like I said, man, so many that could be so subjective now, depending on the person who you are. To be honest, there's a lot of human element mixed with these things now these days that it's really hard to tell. It really is. Like when you look at I guess I call it God of War 4 compared to God of War Ragnarok. Like yes, Ragnarok added a little bit more depth in terms of the combat. Like Atreus is just more than just the bow.
Yeah.
The man, stepped into his full Loki shape shift.
You're the Animorph now.
Yeah, like it's like okay. Um, Kratos does a little bit more like Spartan general esque type of fighting style. But yeah, it's kind of like, but what really determines that? And then sometimes that's all you really see. Oh, how can I travel across this? How can I more combos that? And especially within the same gaming console cycle,
Hmm.
or let's just say so with certain games they just add a multiplayer component. Oh yes, we did a complete overhaul, and we're just going to give you even more ways to play with your friends. Now, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, that's I'm like, is that enough? Majority, what do you think? What do you think is a sequel?
I think with games like that, I think definitely make people wait. To be honest with you, because it's like not saying that there's an ungratefulness, but it kind of feels that way.
It does feel that way, but
Maybe I'm not determining it in a professional manner, but I think I would definitely do a game like that of that scope, one console cycle per yeah, one console cycle per generation, to be honest with you. Because it's like if I give it to you now, right? If I give it to you now, it's better off me giving it to you later because it could cook. It's and I think there's less room for error when you put it off. Like, hey, listen, you're gonna do it later on this new so we're gonna move the assets later to another one, and I we're gonna move the assets. I mean, not assets, but we're gonna start production for this sequel later, just to give the team more time to have fresh ideas. Um, and it doesn't have to come out. It doesn't have to come out because you asked for it. Like, because now I'm giving it to you, and you're like, well, we wanted this last week. Like, that's not how it works. So
but the question I have for you is, do you think that's wise from a brand recognition aspect of like, I'm sure, I mean, all the content creators I follow have said it. I'm sure the content creators that you guys follow have said similar things of gaming now, unfortunately, has spilled over to the mainstream in such a way where it's like you're fighting for attention spans. You're fighting with the TikToks. You're fighting with the YouTube videos. You're fighting like it's not just I'm gonna put my phone down and game. Your phone is still running. You're still listening or watching something while you're gaming. So it's like, yeah, to your point, it probably would be more productive in terms of a leap. But it's like, can I risk taking a 5 year gap between the next Spider Man? Because who knows what people think of Spider Man in 2030? I don't want to risk that. And on top of that, the
I
longer you wait, the expectations are not going to be through the roof. Like Spider Man better be able to, I don't know, web up the whole city.
I mean, I think with that, I think you don't lose because you get to control stuff at your pace, and I think that's something that's worth something. I think slowing down stuff intentionally is good. Um,
The time span between Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 was 2 years.
And look
And
who's
that was a game that did have, like, for that era, I would say,
big enough leaps.
good improvements. Yeah. It was 2 years.
Time span between Arkham Asylum and Arkham City was 2 years also. Two and a half, I think.
yeah, but when we're looking at something like God of War, that's a lot more demanding. You're actually directing a movie at this point. So I can't
Yeah.
just say that. Like we got to be honest, right? Like you're gonna have this actor and this person come and then this person's schedule. Like let's do it. Let's do it a lot later, and then we can produce the storyline we want because now because of what we didn't get the God of War Ragnarok that we should have gotten. Right, that last
True.
arc it suffered greatly. Right, you
Very
build
true.
up Odin to this level, and now the fight with Odin was super lackluster.
Hmm.
The up until that very last arc, it suffered. So I don't think that's wise, especially if you're gonna do something on this scale. Something of this scale, we give it to you when we give it to you when we're ready to give it to you. And I think there's still gonna be a market for that. Now you have more time for people to play that game, more time for people to play that game on a budget. Now you have better anticipation. For me, at least, you're gonna get more gains on your return. Um, that's what I believe. That's what I think. I think it's okay to slow down the market on certain things.
Mm.
Like look at the console cycle. Like this generation, we don't need another a new brand new console. We just now starting to get the games that we're supposed to get. Right? We don't need a brand new console 2000 whatever 26.
Yeah, in the next few
Is that what
years.
that's what everybody yeah,
Hmm.
especially with these prices. I might as well just keep what I have right now.
Hmm. Because they're gonna make your
Um
cross gen anyway. People are still getting
yeah,
their games on PS4. It's like, oh, well, I would imagine things are gonna happen on PS5 and Xbox Series X. I'm cool. Like,
yeah. So another thing with the sequels, I think it needs to have that length of separation because that's what's causing people not to really feel like the transformation or the changes is worthwhile.
But
Um,
it's been 5 years since the last Ghost. Just to use as an example, or even if you want to be
mhm,
technical, right? Even though I would disagree, people don't consider Miles Morales to be a sequel. So you look at Spider-Man 1 came out I think 2018. Spider-Man 2 comes out 2023. That's a pretty again another 5 years. Am I doing
yeah,
my math right? 5 years? Yeah, 2023. Yeah,
2023.
yeah, 5 years.
Yeah. I think right now, like for example, like for a lot of people, okay, a thing that would add, I think a worthwhile sequel is traversal. I always mention this in games. I think that's important. To mention it, and for me, my interpretation of traversal would be lateral, horizontal, movement. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, if I could scale this building before, hey man, I just had a whole fight with a bunch of goons at this special design warehouse above sea level in a building, you know, that's fire. Oh man, I just had this it'll come down to that, which it would be a lot more difficult to do, but something like that on that scale would probably make people feel like, yo, we couldn't do this in the other Spider-Man.
Mm,
Now the city's more alive now, XYZ. And I think that those are one of the ways you can definitely improve. Like even though Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is technically the same game
it's the Breath of
in
the
a way.
Wild with a basement level.
But
But
that
it's
was enough.
yes.
That was
I
enough to
agree.
make the game,
Yeah, I agree.
feel like, yo, I could go on the sky temples, and this temple that this underground level that you guys had no mention of either. Same thing with Elden Ring. We playing the game, and then you get to an elevator, you unlock this column, and after that you get into it, and it scales you down into the ground, and then you're in an underground city, and the city has other places and then that kind of leaves the game. Now it's your breath it's breathtaking at
Hmm.
that point because there's another mechanic that I didn't even know was going to be a part of this game,
Yeah.
which is a surprise. I think you would have to surprise other people. For example, for what if we're playing the next Arkham game, right? And they didn't tell you that, yo, you can get into Bruce Wayne's submarine. Man, for real? What type of missions am I gonna need for that? Oh, get ready.
Mm.
You know? And then I think that's what you would have to do for a sequel. Don't just focus on the character, but the city that the character's in
The
also has to
ecosystem,
grow. Yeah, the ecosystem also has to grow with the character. You can't just do one for like just focus on the character and give me the same city
which
anymore,
is what they didn't mention in the Ghost of Yotei state of play. The world around you, it interacts with you better.
Yeah, so those things matter, man. I think when you're doing a sequel, you also have to keep in mind the environment. Because how many like Arkham City, man, the city
Hmm.
was a Batman city. The
It
villains were
was a
Batman.
jail.
Huh?
Yeah,
It
it was
was a
a
jail.
so city was a glorified jail. Night was the
Yeah,
actual city.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was a locked off part of the city
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
the criminals roam. So you
Hmm.
were actually in an actual jail.
Yeah, okay.
Plus, like each particular boss had like their own turf.
Yeah. So even with that, you created a system, a gameplay to where a storyline to where this will be the best case scenario
Hmm.
for the hero or the person playing the main character in the game. And yeah, that's in my honesty, that's how you would do a sequel, man. You like look at The Witcher. That's a prime example.
Mm.
You can swim and you can dive in the water, find a cave, and then you submerge in another area. You know, you can go on a boat, and
Mm.
then after that, yeah. So those things matter.
I guess
Um,
just to close off this topic, one of the things that's very interesting, at least to me, from this generation, that I thought we would have seen more of, considering how successful it was. I would have thought we would have seen more Miles Morales style installments of these long running franchises where you get a game, maybe about 2.5, maybe 3 years later, there's not night and day improvements, but noticeable improvements. And you're still kind of getting fed, quote unquote, with this world while they build it to something bigger. Like I would have thought that we would have had a couple more, again, 15-hour games at a slightly lower price point that still kind of feed that IP rather than these grand sweeping, grand scaling. "Oh, we've been in development for 7 years, like type of games. Like, do you guys feel like is there more credence in a smaller, more compact game, or do we still need these? Well, it has to justify the price, feeling esque type of games.
I think there's room for both. It's just execution.
Mm,
It's just execution. You got your movies that are 90 minutes, got your movies that are 3 hours. It's just execution and on your approach. I would not want to watch a 90-minute Lord of the Rings movie.
hmm.
It just wouldn't hit, something of that magnitude. Um, at the same time, Crank is what, 90 minutes?
Yeah. And
So,
once it starts, it's
and just keeps going and going. So, something of that it depends on execution, the story, what type of story you want to tell.
mm,
Do you want your people to be invested in the ecosystem? Do you not? Is it a Final Fantasy or is it not? Like, do you need time to tell and flesh out these characters? Or maybe not. It's just gonna be it's gonna be straight to the point, it's gonna be a Ninja Gaiden Yaiba.
mm,
It's your execution. What do you want to accomplish with this game? I think it's room for both, and it just matters on how that team executes the game.
mm. Okay.
Um, yeah.
We haven't seen both, but that's how I was like, I don't know why we're not doing both. That's kind of my thing. Like, why aren't we just doing both?
That's just like the question we always ask, why don't you give us a good fighting game storyline?
Mm. Is it really that hard? It
It-
can't be that hard.
why don't you just give us a good fighting game storyline? Why not have your storyline have some coherence?
Hmm.
Why don't you have a power scale that actually, ends? You
Yeah.
know, okay, at what point am I gonna watch? Okay, how many cars is he gonna punch through? Okay, could he do that in the first game? No. But now, okay,
Right.
where's this going? He's gonna part the Red Sea with his big toe?
Right.
Now
And
we punching asteroids with our head, and we're not Kryptonian
yeah, I
because
mean,
I just decided to be a superhuman because of martial arts?
mm-hmm.
Now, if you're in the One Punch Man universe, that makes all the world of sense.
Yeah.
I practiced martial arts, therefore I became indestructible. My goodness. I'm, that's the question I have for you, man. That's like, they could do both, but I feel like we're thinking for them. And then
Touche.
they're also at the same time controlled by the ones funding their company.
Yeah, we've definitely seen way more investor meddling this generation than we've ever seen before.
It's gonna get to the point the games want to know who's investing this game. After that, I'm not supporting this
Yeah.
anymore. It's getting to that point, and now investors are gonna look very like, yo, no, we want investors to show their face. Oh, you're investing in this game? We're not gonna attack the developers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're going straight free. Hey, so and so, Mr. Kelly, you suck. Your investment sucks because you don't know, they're gonna go straight to the point. And we've seen that before. We see it happening now. They want to remain anonymous, but
People are
you're
passionate
you're
about this
div-
stuff, man. Like,
yeah, we're very passionate,
yeah.
and so
Uh,
that's what I think.
Tim, you got any thoughts about the possibilities of more mid quills, or
Say it again.
like, do you think there's room for more mid quills when it comes to gaming installments, or is it sequel or bust?
Um, I would say story DLC. Sometimes they turn those into like standalones, depending on how expansive it is. A lot of people have been saying like, we wanted another, you know, what was it called? Undead Nightmare. Yeah, that's what it was
Oh,
called.
okay.
Like,
I was gonna
bro,
say
like
what I
that
wanted
was
was Marvel Spider-Man 2 DLC, but yes, I want to Undead
yeah,
Nightmare also.
yeah, like something like that. I mean, but it depends on what this market is, man. But then of course, they looking like they ready to close up shop. So the most we'll probably get is probably a few cosmetic DLC, a story expansion, and an ultimate pack altogether.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Only, the only people who giving you constant updates is No Man's Skies, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. It's
They still going.
yeah, it's crazy how much things have turned to the independent publishers, I should say, publishers that are disconnected from corporate funding, basically.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, what's that game called that people just love, man? Warframe.
Hmm.
Man, if if more developers were like those guys, then you know, as far as
We'd be
building a
good.
community
Hmm.
and staying aware and then like being in tune with
Well,
like,
actually, we
yo,
do. It's called Grand Theft because that online, bro.
Grand
Like,
Theft
they're
doesn't
like,
come across to me
nah,
as if
nah.
they.
Those updates, bro. It's like, come on, bro. Like them heist updates. It's like, bro. Like you'll blink and there's some little brief new 30-second trailer, and they just kept going.
That's true. That is true. I just
Yeah,
because Grand
lasted
Theft
three
Auto.
console cycles.
Yeah, but I think I was gonna say like because Grand Theft Auto is such an anomaly, it's hard to use that as a metric of like who else, what other game has the funding to do that? Like that's the other part.
Yeah,
Like
that's
they're
another
printing
one.
money over there, so like of course they can if they
I mean,
want
they could
to.
buy a small island,
Yeah.
man. Like,
There was this some guy I'm saying some guy I didn't do any research in it, but it was just a quick headline of like he estimates that Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna make 7.5 billion in 48 hours upon release. And it's like it's gonna make money, but 7.5 billion in 48 hours? Come on now. Like let's
and then we don't even know the price point of this video
right,
game
like
before you could even say that.
take it easy. Like,
Um,
but to
Little,
move the
little
topic
more.
forward a little bit more, we had mentioned obviously the IP a few times already, but Capcom announced specifically that they're aware that fans want more Mega Man. Now, what they weren't specific about was the type of Mega Man. So, is it more standard Mega Man X, Mega Man Legends?
Um,
Do we want to see? Are we
I mean, what
ready?
they already did,
Mm.
they already did a standard Mega Man already a couple of years ago. Mega Man 11.
Mm?
To be honest, bro, like I don't want another X game. Because I've always felt like the first original style of Mega Man and X was basically the same. It's just one's a more kid version, one's more like a more teenage with a vest
The
type of
angst.
version. It's just like, and to be honest, like Battle Network was cool, but Battle Network always just feels like that Yu-Gi-Oh era nostalgia to
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
Like it's there, but like nah, it wasn't there until it was like there.
Hmm.
I do feel like people have been saying it for years, man. Like we want a true Mega Man Legend sequel because that's the only one that's left on a cliffhanger.
Hmm.
The dude is stuck on the moon, and if you don't want to do a traditional three, remake the first two, do a little story element,
Right. Right. That ties the area everything together. A little epilogue
and
chapter, and yeah.
just call it a day.
Mm.
It's possible. It's so possible, man. And even from when you did, because I revisited your gameplay clip, right? Like, bro, like that clip is growing in numbers,
Mm.
and you only did like
The,
barely like
like I
two
mentioned.
hours of the
Yeah.
first game.
Yeah. Mm.
Like you haven't even gotten to the part where like all the stuff started to happen. It's like, but look how many people are so drawn into that series because first of all, I feel
I'm
like
gonna say something.
that series. Oh, go ahead.
No. Keep going. No, I'll say it
I
after.
feel like that particular Mega Man had so much depth to me, and I feel like that's the part where, like, all right, Capcom, you're showing us, these real new graphic engines that is cool and all, and you are in the habit of doing remakes and full remasters or whatever. Do the people justice, bro.
Hmm.
A Mega Man Legends game with better modern mechanics, bro, would be amazing. Could you imagine revisiting Catalog's Island with today's graphics, bro. Today's graphics.
Mm. I would still want the stylized anime look to it though. I think that's what makes it stand out. Like I like
Yeah,
the
like,
fact that
no, I do feel like yes, that holds a charm to it. But
mm,
like I said, if you could like polish the polygons just a little bit up,
yeah,
just for the sake of modern times, it would be phenomenal, man. It would be phenomenal.
yeah. I mean, I want another I want another Mega Man Legends. I do think there's room for X simply out of popularity of like people like Zero, people like Sigma. It is what it is. Zero is always gonna be cooler than Proto Man. You know, like I don't make the rules. So like,
I
but
love
Joy,
Proto Man. That's crazy.
yeah.
I
But Joy,
love
what were
Proto
you got?
because my
Mm,
introduction to Proto Man is from that
from the
Mega
cartoon.
Man cartoon.
Yep,
Yeah,
me too.
that Proto Man was
Yeah, me.
fire. I'm still a super fighting robot.
Mega
And
Man.
he would drink the soda,
mm,
and that Mega Man was a menace.
mm.
He would just touch your arm. Thanks, man. And just go off. Nah, that Mega Man
Downloading
was a
your skills
menace,
now.
dog. A menace, dog. I remember how much of a menace that Mega Man was.
mm,
Jeez. Okay. I think you know what's so interesting about Mega Man Legends? It almost does the same thing that Sonic Adventure Battle 2 does.
mm,
It's that
mm,
Goldilocks spot, that Goldilocks zone, that golden ratio of perfection
mm.
that they just happen to stumble up. They just, oh, we just made this by an accident. We made it, we did it intentionally, but we didn't know it was gonna be like this.
Yeah.
That's your Mega Man. That's your that Mega Man Legends to me equally as far as passion, artistry, mechanics, and fun and gameplay is on the same level as Sonic Adventure Battle 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I look at it, I can feel the same zeal and passion. Like I still have Sonic Adventure Battle 2, and I still play it, and I still enjoy it just as much
As
as
it
I
is.
did when I was, a child. Like it has those things. Like we didn't ask for a Knuckles game to be played this good. We didn't ask for the music um to be that good. Like there's so much tied to this, man. As far and in Mega Man Legends, there that if Capcom truly wants to like punch it to these other developers, other companies, you start off with Mega Man Legends.
Mm-hmm.
You take what makes Mega Man's Legends so dear and you amplify it. I absolutely believe they've been pitching for it. We've seen Mega Man been featured in a lot of games. Capcom, if you're paying attention, guys, they'll drop an anime first. They'll drop a feature here.
Mm-hmm.
They'll re-release this,
Yeah,
and then oh man, we'll never get Onimusha. Onimusha's coming out next year, guys,
What a budget.
yeah,
with a
yeah,
budget.
yeah. Because I do feel like they're running out of space. Like you can't dodge this forever
yeah.
because you don't touch the page. You don't give us the Resident Evil. You're giving us the Onimusha.
I'm just
Um,
laughing and like, and next up, guys, Dino Crisis. Ah, It's like, man.
it's like you can't avoid this any longer,
I
bro.
mean,
You
you
really
mean to
get.
tell me you're gonna let every sequel of Jurassic World still make millions and not be a great film and say, "Hey, we're still not gonna make Dino
Dino
Crisis,"
Crisis.
and then now you got the Native American Turok to say, "Hey, listen, if you don't come out by the time you're supposed to come out, I'm gonna be yelling, 'I am Turok' from the
Yeah.
top of my lungs." Cause that to me that was the block's GoldenEye.
mm,
We loved GoldenEye, but with Turok, no, there was it unlocked a different type of specimen on the community.
mm,
We was playing, we was getting the craziest guns. Like it was just the music, like that at that time. I mean, every game's music was on an. That's just what came with. It was no compromise.
mm.
And going back to Mega Man, I think Capcom like yo, I think the X games they could probably do a side scroller. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Okay.
Um,
It probably would be on the same level of scaling as that last Prince of Persia. Because to be honest,
Oh, that'd be perfect.
it doesn't need to be extensive.
Yeah,
It
that would be
doesn't.
perfect. I'll be totally happy with that.
I would say yeah, copy of Metroid Prime, Dread. I think the X games you do it like that, you'll be fine. But Legends, I think you definitely, you do Legends. Legends just has this charm to it, man. You
Mm.
can't, it's
I just
unmatched,
love the
dog.
story, bro. Like you're
Yeah.
in these ruins with these ancient machines, and you don't even know if this, like, if you walk around this corner, if three of them about to pop out.
Which was my heart attack in my first playthrough. Of like, yo, I'm out of health, and I keep hearing footsteps. I gotta go.
And I think there's just so much inspiration out there to pull from. Like it can still be charming, it can still be bright, it can still be cheerful, but there's elements of Mega Man that are just dark, you
Mm.
know?
Mm.
And that's a part of the storyline. And we just like, hey, Lion King, your dad got trampled by a bunch of gazelle,
Who was
right?
sent by his uncle.
Wildebeest, who was sent by his uncle. Like, and don't tell me, oh my gosh, no, this is not the Mega Man I grew up on. Shut up.
Mm.
It is. And I think yeah, you should definitely venture I think they should definitely start off with Mega Man Legends, reboot it, and then go on from there. That's the safest bet. Expand on the story and definitely preserve a lot of that preserve a lot of the stylistic choices of
Mm.
Mega Man Legends and then create your own world with that. I think that's the best thing you could do, man. Especially with there's a boom right now in technological everything. Like people love the mech games.
Mm-hmm.
I myself always loved mech art I always loved the dystopian futuristic robotic mecha genre. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be playing Pragmata. I'm waiting for
Mm.
my next Vanquish. You know, hey, no,
Vanquish
I
is a
mean,
great game, but in
I'm not
terms of
putting it out. It's Sega.
platinum games, it's like it's just
Oh no, which is fine, but you know where they move to.
yeah.
So you know, I think yeah, you can definitely do this, and I think Mega Man Legends would be the best thing to start off with. Like it's a no-brainer, man.
Yeah, especially if the
It's a
rumors are to
no-brainer.
be believed, and that they already have a story done because they were working on a 3 for 3DS and then they got canceled. It's like, so you technically already have what you need. It's not even like, what do we do? It's like you wrote it already. It's on a vault. It's on a thumb drive somewhere. Like
Yeah,
Do it.
just do it. Just execute it.
easy work,
Mm,
easy money. Yeah,
yeah,
easy money.
yeah. I agree. Again, that's the first of my little retro thing that I plan to finish. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get back into it, even with the what's it called, the tank controls. It's like I'll figure it out. It'll become normal eventually. So just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. Let's see what else we got here on the list. A couple of quick hits, but important hits. So City Wolves finally announced their first crossover character trailer. We saw Vagabond Ken in all his glory in his gameplay trailer, and I gotta say, it just looks like Ken. It they didn't do for Ken what Street Fighter did for Terry in six.
But you can't though, because the stylistic choice that
I,
the
no, I understand, but given
yeah.
the conversations we've been having about City of Wolves, I'm like, this is not what you
No,
need
no,
right
no.
now.
No, 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 no. Listen, listen, listen. I said it again and again. If you were to imitate the Capcom formula, you would have had a better result. The cell shaded era, that should have happened ages ago.
Yeah,
How can it work? I mean, if it doesn't look like Guilty Gear Strive, yeah, good
bruh,
luck, brother.
say it louder.
Like if it doesn't look like that, good luck.
Say it louder.
And then um, I think Ken, but to so crazy. Ken's moveset just looks more interesting than any of the characters in the game.
That's not good.
That's not good, man. That's why I was like, yo, Ken's in the game, and like feels better than any of the characters in the game. Like, like the moveset's a little dry. They should have never went with Marco Wolves, man. They should have just went straight King of Fighters, man.
Mm.
They should have just did King of Fighters, man. Like they're not ready for a Garo Marco Wolves, man. Like you
It
need,
it doesn't seem like it.
yeah, you should have just did King of Fighters, and that already had a following.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just cut them off, man.
Yeah.
That already had a following, and then okay, like okay, I'm gonna introduce Rock Howard into this one, guys. I don't care. And then you could have did your Garo Marco
Yeah.
Wolves. There just got to be a better way to do strategy, man. Do you see Virtual Fighter doing cell shaded graphics in 3D? No, they're going straight for the graphics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because who's their competitor?
Tekken. Ain't.
Tekken. Tekken. Exactly. And so they got to come ready. They got to
Mm-hmm.
come with it. And that's what you would do for. And then you guys were the forefathers before Street Fighter. You have to take a gamble, man. I think not. And then you're gonna go ahead and invest all this in Ronaldo, and because whoever owns that, they didn't do a good job. I don't know
No.
for the sheik who's funding, uh, you know, Garo Marco Wolves, my brother. There's a better way.
When they announced the trailer for the Ronaldo story expansion, I'm like, are we being for real right now?
Yeah, you've already lost. I like Ronaldo.
Do we?
I
There's
do.
some
I do.
allegations on his jacket, but if they're not
I
true,
don't know.
then I'm
There's
with you.
allegations on every man
You're
that
right. You're right.
makes
You're right. You're
a
right.
certain amount of money, you know.
Touche. Touche.
It's just, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they said, "Yo, we ran over the cat on Broadway and Fifth, and the cat was already dead." And oh my, but he ran over it again, and you know, and there's allegations there, allegations here. You know, I didn't smile at the waitress, and she took it me as being rude or whatever. Now that
Mm-hmm.
we blown up, you know, and we can feed a small country, no, there's gonna be allegations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but besides that, I think they just, man, like it hurts, but at the same time, I'm not surprised because you guys expect small returns for not go. That's not how it works in these games, and especially if you're trying to make a comeback, you have to put money into it.
Into
You
the
have to
right
put a budget
things, because
into
they
the right
obviously put money
things.
into getting Ronaldo's likeness,
They
but
did. No, but that's not what we
That's not
want.
the way.
That's not the wave.
And,
That's not what we want. You're
and to be
what stats are you basing this off of?
and then
Your biggest markets.
to be honest, man, like, and I think a lot of people are feeling it, whether they like it or not. It's the guest character Burnout too. I feel like it's hit a pinnacle point where it's like, okay,
oh, yeah.
it's like, and this is where, like, and this is where when I missed the
Because they're not
discussion,
good. That's the burnout. They're
when I
terrible.
missed the discussion about the Marvel fighters, and this is where, like, I feel like we've hit a pinnacle point where crossovers or guest characters don't really hold that much weight anymore, so to speak. Like a lot of like you could tell, like companies have gotten so big now that they really want to focus on their focal points, like their universes. So like a central focus in a sense, because like, all right, first of all, look at the last big, crossover fighter that we had was Marvel. I would say Marvel Infinite, so to speak. Um,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, Marvel Infinite. And then the thing about it is, it was already unfair because there was more Marvel characters than there were Capcom. There was no
Mm-hmm.
equal.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing about it is, like, companies have gotten so big now. Like, how do you do those type of splits anymore? Like in terms of like who does what, this and that, and then even the fallout of like Street Fighter Cross Tekken and the Tekken Cross Street Fighter. I keep telling these people, bro, they played it safe by just giving you Akuma, giving you Geese, giving you what's the other guy? Noctis,
Mm-hmm.
because it was safe. It was very safe. Experimenting with different mechanics. Noctis was like the preparation, like, hey, Soul Calibur ain't gonna be doing it for y'all no more. So here's the new
He's a
age
weapons
characters.
character. Yeah. Mm.
Geese, meter burn characters. Akuma, oh yeah, we just wanted to cap it off, like to say we gave you Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Technically,
'Cause
yeah.
technically we did.
We hit our
Technically we did.
obligations. Are like, there is a Tekken cross Street Fighter in our Tekken
Yeah.
game.
So it's just like it goes back to saying like, yeah, man, there's a burnout in this area, and the biggest fallout as of now is Mortal Kombat for that. It was just too much.
But do you guys
And
think, not to completely cut you off, Tim, but do you guys think that has to do also with the game's rosters not giving us a full roster anymore?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we
yeah,
would have minded as much if everybody was there, but everyone's
Nope.
not there.
Yep.
but see, that's also the thing. Like, they're also like, I don't know how funding works these days anymore because like they won't tell you. But my thing about it is like, Joe, to Joey's point, you know how long it's been since a Wolves game, Garden Mark of the Woods. Like, bro, that's a gap.
I did, I,
And
I looked.
and
It's
then
been like almost 20 years. I'm not
so
exaggerating.
so you're coming back after so long, which I do feel like it's very pinnacle that you do. King of Fighters was doing good. Samurai Showdown was doing good, but then, like I said, people just like, no, we want that Wolves universe. So okay, it's making a genuine comeback, just like how you did for Samurai Showdown. Focus on your character, your main character roster first. Yeah, you added the little side characters, and some of them side characters was good. Some of them weren't, but you gotta really show an ample amount, and then and I'm tired of the gimmick guest characters. I really am.
Hmm.
If you're gonna do a guest character, like I keep saying, I feel like what Under Night did is the best format. Like, have a guest character that is so integrated with your universe from jump that it doesn't even feel like a loss.
Mm.
And even as of now, the same two guest characters that was in the last Under Night are in the same one because they are so integrated in that universe that you can't even take them out. They are part of the roster.
Hmm.
And we're going to give you more characters the next iteration, and they're still going to be there.
Hmm.
But then now you got this person who I know, like, bro, why do I even care about you? Because you're not going to even be here
Right.
tomorrow.
Right.
You're
Ronaldo
not
won't
going to
be
be here.
in part two.
That.
Clive won't be in Tekken 9. Like, I know this for a fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So it's I think you introduce these characters towards the end of the game's life cycle. You
When you've
know,
already checked off the
when
boxes
you've
for
already checked off the boxes, because it's like, okay, um, I could have got the characters I wanted in Tekken, but because XYZ is here, now I don't get this character that I always wanted to be in Tekken anymore. Or yeah, and they're not gonna be here tomorrow. Like Soul Calibur 6 on paper should have been the greatest selling Soul Calibur thing, but there's a couple of things they fumbled. Netcode,
hmm
netcode, netcode, and story, right? The story was there. We understood it, but I don't want to. I don't. I'm listen. If the next Street Fighter game, I'm watching paintings.
that use Adobe
Don't
After
tell me about.
Effects.
Don't tell me about the RE engine anymore.
Mm.
Don't tell me about the RE engine. I want to know what this engine could do with graphics, like actual graphics. I don't want to know Jin Kazuma, ancient ancestor of the Kazumi lineage. And after that, I'm reading the painting. And after that, I'm reading another painting. Nah, like, stop doing it. Don't wait for an indie game to not do it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's what they're fumbling at. And then now all of a sudden, oh my gosh, we have to do it. Like, just lead the industry, man. Stop doing it. Just lead.
Yeah.
Um,
We're seeing more
and
and
if
more
you,
signs of these companies like stuck in the 2000s. Like I said it before,
yeah,
I'm
and
like, the fact that even nowadays we still get purely cinematic game trailers. I'm like, what do you guys think this is? We've
well, I
been
mean,
burned
there's
too
a
much to be like, oh man, did you see this? People
well,
did
you
not want to say anything about the Mafia game until we saw that IGN gameplay like last week. Nobody wanted to say a word. Like, this looks good, but all I see is cutscenes. I have no idea what this game plays like
until now.
until now.
yeah,
About a month
like,
out for its release, and it look a little rough. I'm not gonna hold you. I was waiting to talk about. We don't talk about it tonight, but I'm like, I was waiting for Tim to get back because I'm like, Mafia looking like a yikes.
Yeah,
R.I.P. It's over.
yeah,
it's they did do the Uncharted format for that. But like I said, we won't get into that for now. But yeah, it's just to get back to what it is, man. I mean, City of the Wolves. I do feel like maybe and then like I said, man, the Super Bowl of fighting games is about to come out. So maybe something might drive something. I've always have hope for evil during evil time for something, but that that pinnacle moment will determine how the rest of this year will go
Mm,
for a lot of these games. And a lot of these fighting games are in a real huge snooze fest. One is already one and done already,
yeah, yeah.
and it's like,
Which one? Are you talking about Mark Garo?
oh no no,
Mortal
mortal
Kombat.
Oh,
mortal.
oh,
Mortal Kombat. Put it.
yo, definitely fatality.
Yeah,
And that's another thing, right? Like you show me all these characters, but I can't play as this character.
from the
I
3D
gotta, I
era.
gotta, I gotta tag him in.
No, he's an assist.
No, yeah, he's an assist. Sorry, yeah, he's an assist.
Tagging him in would have actually been great, but we didn't get that.
So he's just an assist. Oh, okay.
Five
Uh,
dollar assist, by the way.
okay. And then Kano is in the game, right?
No,
Nah, just an assist. Oh, okay. Okay. So then why am I here? That's what I'm asking. That's what a lot of people are asking. You know, you did a bad job with the story, both storylines. Jeez Louise.
But we're gonna
My
get there because
goodness.
that's literally the highlight of our back to formula is MK as a franchise. We want
Okay.
to cover
But
one more quick hit, which
yeah,
to piggyback kind of what we're talking about still is Sagat's gameplay trailer dropping Street Fighter Six. And while I don't think it was as underwhelming compared to the Ken trailer, I'm like, I, I did not see anything that warranted him bringing him back again. In
he should
fact,
have
he
been.
looks less cool.
He should have been. He should have been base roster. He
He
should have been
shouldn't be
base.
in this game, to be honest.
Um, Not necessarily. I mean, I did like the fact that they gave him like a white tiger cloak now to, and I think that's a symbol of rebirth or something like that. But he should have been base roster. But you could tell this Street Fighter just did not know what to do. And like I said, bro, they're bringing all the villains back. They're bringing
Yeah.
all the villains back, bro.
Tim,
You
how
brought
many
back,
more wandering warrior characters are we going to get from the legacy people? Everyone's a wandering warrior.
yeah, no, but
even
Everybody.
Ken.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
Ken.
see, that's
just
but
the
that's the thing,
American
bro.
version.
After Shadowloo, nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows to do after Shadowloo broke up. Nobody knows what to do with Gil's story. Like it's to the simple fact, like
He's
with
coming back.
they're bringing all the villains back, bro. So like like if they do another season pass, you guarantee is either going to be Seth or Gil in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Street Fighter just does not know what to do with itself. Like Sagat's look cool, the stage look cool,
Stage did look cool. It did.
but
But
watching this trailer did make me think, like, bro, where is Adon in all of this? Like,
yes, bro.
I'm
is
like, yo, y'all don't think Adon would have been a hit? Nobody likes him because y'all made him that way. Y'all never promote the character.
Right.
People played Adon in SS4, Super SS4. People
Mm-hmm.
played Adon. I played Adon.
which
Oh,
I
his voice
keep
is.
saying, me and I keep saying, bro, like in terms of roster, bro, none of the past Street Fighters have been beaten that, bro.
Yeah, Street Fighter 4 checked
You just
every single
you
box.
had so much variety. And I know this particular character was not everybody's cup of tea, but that oil wrestler, that dude was funny to me.
I said
He
that
was
last part, and Jory was like, he looked,
Oh, I
yeah.
no, he was hilarious,
absolutely
bro.
hated Hakan,
But
dog.
it showed you what they're willing to do when they want to. And then now it's just a bunch of recycled mess. Like Joy, like I agree with you, bro. Like, why is Alex back here again? Why? And to be paid for. Like Ingrid, I could understand because they're gonna do another. Oh, she's the originator. She's the psycho power goddess of whatever.
She's gonna be Manat fused with Rose, maybe. That's what
Yeah.
I'm anticipating.
Crimson,
Yeah, I
Because
Crimson.
Manat
realized that the more
Manat
they
didn't
go
make
back
any
into the
sense.
psycho power, the less interesting it gets. It's
Yeah,
like less interesting every single time someone like he uses psycho power too. So does she. They're the most boring characters in the game.
Crimson Viper deserves it automatically. There's no
Yeah,
questions
that's
asked.
the only one that we're all like, yes,
And it's
undoubtedly yes.
like, but and apparently with this new season pass, you only get one stage. So I was like, Sagat stage is the only new stage. Excuse me.
Ah, perfect.
I
Perfect.
mean,
Right.
they're in a big bro standoff, so Faku. Fuck who out there. Sagat gotta be out there too.
Follow the leader in the fighting game world. That's just what it
Yeah,
is
I
now.
No,
mean,
no, no, bro. They're texting each other like, we releasing that Sagat trailer today, right? Cool. Do what you got to do, bro. All right.
yeah. For me, how do I feel about Sagat? Like he should have just been base roster.
Yeah. You should have just been.
People was talking about, oh, this is the coolest trailer I've ever seen since. Wait, what? The coolest trailer, man. Y'all taking methamphetamine, bro.
Right. You know the Akuma
Like,
trailer still exists from the same exact
yeah.
game.
I mean, if you want to be honest with you, I think Guile's trailer is better than that one.
Hmm.
I mean, do put the boot, the American boot on your chick.
But
Say, like, no, like, I'm like, yo, you not beating that trailer to me. Like, no, he put, and then do the, nah, I'm like, yo, when I saw that, he put the second foot, I was like, guys, y'all telling me this not cinema?
that's how I feel about the
And,
Akuma trailer of him. He's practicing punching the Hokage statues, and then you see the raging
yeah,
demon, and it spreads out into shadows that just descend. I'm like, they did it again. Lion of Judah
and then, yeah,
Akuma,
like,
you've
yeah,
won me
right.
over.
Yo, and then for me, I'm like, yo, y'all don't understand. Where's Sean? Where's the Don? Like, y'all could make this roster so crisp, but like, okay, I get it. Like, Ryu's at this stage where he defeated Oro. That's why he's got his But you don't let me know that. You don't let me know that. You tell me in a bio, or I gotta read it online on their website.
Right.
No, stop. What are you doing?
No, the thing about it is they were banking on that hub world, but then they realized, like, no, we ain't really feeling it like that, bro. Sorry.
No. The hub world would have worked, right? It
Mm,
Would have.
was it's a it would have worked, right? But the thing is, I'm not interacting with anybody else from that hub world.
right.
You
But
can't give
then,
me
but then another thing about that, like, you just basically fumbled the story. Like, we finally got a post Street Fighter 3 game,
and
and there's really no story.
It's quo.
and,
Yeah.
and then the thing is, the hub world didn't even need to be attached to the story. It could have just been something that's happened afterward, like, oh, this is after everything, all the events XYZ.
Or
I
happening
could find
outside of
this
the
character.
events.
It happened outside of the events, before or after. Hey, you could have like this. I don't have a problem with the hub world, but you're not even maximizing the effort that you want to get out of it,
Hmm.
Yeah. But
right? That like,
yeah, he should have been base roster. That's just honestly my opinion. Like Street Fighter got away with it for Street Fighter Five about these like classic characters being brought back, but I'm not tolerating that this time
Hmm.
around. It's just no, because like the proof is right there, bro. It doesn't hit
Yeah.
because he should have been base roster.
Hmm. And
The
then,
man is the man is a legacy character. He is
yes.
the first villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
He is the first villain, bro.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna
this
say like
whole
it's weird to see these games that have the like the break the internet button and then never press it. Of like you guys saw what Akira did in Street Fighter Five. You think if you did a trailer of Batsu, Street Fighter Six copies would be flying off the shelves just like that tomorrow. What? They're bringing back more rival schools? You know, just things like that. Like this would have been a better implementation of.
that would not only would that have done what you're saying, but if we got once we get past all this fluff, and then now you see the new school, like, yo, do you know how I would have branded Street Fighter? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you know, like, it's so easy. There's not much like, yo, we need a Ryu replacement. You got Batsu, an edgier Ryu, doesn't have time for the nonsense, right? Boom. He actually kind of likes the Dark Hado. Got a little Kazuya in him.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? That's a contrast to Ryu. You could have did a lot of things, man. You could didn't Kioski like you.
I think that I still feel like they feel like people don't like three because three was like the controversial one. It's like, do you realize that the problem was never the characters in three?
It's the roster.
It was the roster.
There's the
You
roster. Who
took
is this?
characters
Who is this
away.
guy
Right.
named Remy?
Right.
Who is this Alex guy that's the main character now? Out of nowhere?
Yeah.
And
American wrestling over karate?
you give us this silver version of Ditto.
Exactly. Like it was the roster of like we. You think people don't like
And then
Ibuki? People love
and
Ibuki.
and then you introduce this person, and then you introduce the other guy with the mask. Rah, 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 rah.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
like
that G? Is Q G? No answer.
no.
Right.
Abe Link, the president of the world? What type of world is what are we talking? Since when did this happen? And where was he when Shadow Lu was doing their thing? Like, I don't get it. Like,
Like I
he
said,
just let Gil do what Gil do.
you introduce
Urian
all
do
these
what Urian.
concepts, and nothing comes from it. Like even Rose had a prediction that something is a connection with G to the end of the world. What happened to that? Nothing.
And then right, I fight this Wolverine clone called Nakali that's made of clay because I can't put the Tekken universe in it
Right. He's a natural calamity. Since when?
since when. And then we revive Charlie. Guess what? Frankenstein.
One of the worst
At this point, why
designs.
not just add Buddy from Darkstalkers that was Frankenstein? They both got the vest.
That's what I was. It's like, bro. That's what I keep telling people, bro.
Just
No
bring back
offense.
Darkstalkers, man. Like, you know,
Ultra Street Fighter 4. There's just certain. It's a classic now these days.
what do you think the
You
teams
can't
are thinking, man? Like,
you
what are the
can't beat
teams
that.
thinking, man?
I think it's
Even
similar.
Even after the fumble of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, when they gave us some of the Street Fighter Cross Tekken characters in that game as a say sorry, they gave us Poison, they gave us Hugo, they gave us Relento, they gave us Elena, and then at the end they just gave us the Capri. I was like,
Yeah. I was gonna say like I think going back to the whole Pokemon example of like I think it's just like it'll carry itself. We don't have to do much, and it's like yes, this is working for now, but I'm telling you, you're gonna feel it later. You're feeling it now, to be honest. Like Tekken, we don't have to talk about Tekken, but like Tekken is it's over. It's over. If you ever listen to some of the bigger voices in that community, there's not much that can be done to get people back into Tekken.
yeah, because like yeah, King, they not well Armor King, they already announced because people is like, all right, well, who is this final character? And first of all, is this final character going to make sense? And what I mean make sense, is it somebody that's going to be in this universe? If it's
Who
another guest
knows?
character,
Who's
if
this
it's
new
another guest
character?
character,
Yeah.
it don't matter.
Who knows? You've
And we
squandered,
gotta wait till winter to find out.
yeah. You squandered all goodwill, all of it,
Damn, we gotta wait for Tekken 9 now, man. Hey, man, I was looking forward to
just like
this
that.
game, bro. You remember that, man?
Yeah,
Remember what I
just
was
like
saying?
that, just like that. You could feel it
They
from the
like
moment
they
they announced Clive. It was like, oh,
I'm like, yo, how much did this cost? Cause for me, I was like, that trade, you need to play that clip again, man. And just for old
You
memories.
skipped. You skipped the most logical character. Like if you wanted to do a Final Fantasy character, fine, but you skipped the most logical character for a fighting game.
Oh,
at the
it
peak of
just
the
it
revival,
just it just made more sense
Rebirth just dropped
because
and is jumping out the gym.
for
it
your
just
for
made more
your
sense.
for your Soul Calibur prototype fizzle out. Like, no, come on.
It just made more sense, man, because it made more sense to us because who's gonna say no to Final Fantasy 16? Who? And and you know, uh yeah, it made so much sense to do, man. Like we're gonna spend this much money on this stage, which you already telling me a stage costs $200,000 to make.
I mean, did you not see Ifrit fighting in the background?
Oh, but then who doesn't want to see, him fight Devil Jin? It's like, well, bro, like, come on, like,
This is not the dream
yeah,
matchup that you thought it was going to be
yeah.
for
Um,
sure.
and
It was
and and we told you we wanted Tifa since 7. Chef's kiss. We got you something better. Some ceviche.
Yeah, like it's funny how the complete version of Tekken 7 is like on par with Ultra Street Fighter 4 in terms of roster.
That's sad. That's not good. That's
In terms
good for
of
Tekken 7, but like that's not good. Of like your next iteration can't get it
Another
done.
thing, another thing that's unfair to say, I would say this Tekken 7 been out for a long time before it went to console. There was time for them to tweak, which this lets me know that Tekken 8, they're still going off of that long time to tweak. But like, no,
You gotta
we're gonna
have a hit
do it
every.
right.
Yeah.
Do it right the first time, guys. Um,
Yeah, because
and it just sucks, man.
even
It
Tekken
sucks.
7, remember, only the first two season passes were planned. Like season 3 and 4 was just because they were making that much money, so they just decided to do more.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're following that same mindset, and this is how this one is going to end, I mean, I do think they'll probably do a 3, but it's like, bro, like
And 3 will
whoever
probably
this
have
last
Tifa, but
character,
who
yeah,
cares?
Wrap it
whoever
up.
this last character is has to be,
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
it's
Season
make
3
or
will probably
break.
have Tifa,
I
but it won't matter.
I think it won't matter because there's so much moment. Because it's like you did things so incorrectly to now, even if you introduce a new character, who cares? I already tuned out.
Mm-hmm.
So either you're gonna make a Tekken 9 and get it right the first, get it right out the gate,
I'll say quality of life updates first, just in case.
no, I think they're gonna because that costs money. If y'all keep saying it's money, 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 don't spend a dime. Don't spend a dime further. You leave this to the B intern team to fix the quality of life.
Mm.
But like y'all had everything in the corner to win. Like y'all got stage fright.
To be honest, it might be Devil Reina.
It
But,
probably will be Deverina.
That's
Because
not gonna
why
that's
would we
not gonna
go?
win.
It won't. But
That's not
given
gonna
the thought
coffin,
process we're seeing, like
coffin, coffin, coffin,
let's give them more Mishima. That's always
coffin,
works.
coffin, 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 flatline, coffin,
I agree. I
coffin,
agree.
Undertaker,
Yeah. Ding.
yeah, but
Paul
honestly,
Bearer.
Yeah.
go go back to
It's
what we
done,
said.
man.
He
I'm heartbroken,
should
bro.
have been base roster.
Should have been best roster.
I'm heartbroken, man. I really wanted Tekken to like, bring that vitalization to the fighting game community again, but it just um it's very divisive and in
They're in a group chat. They're in a group chat together, and they're all just copying each other, bro.
Mm-hmm. With the worst advice possible.
yeah, and it's just like, yo, you guys make sense of the story first, you know. That'll be your best bet. That's one thing you could do, right? Create it because the Mortal Kombat market is off a story, right? Like a lot of people play the Mortal Kombat games for the story, man. And then they stick around for the, but there's nothing, man, there is nothing there. Best Shang Tsung in a long time turns out to be a nothing burger.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get into it proper. Dance around it long enough, but somehow, some way, it's always a Warner Brother property that ends up. If it's not Warner Brothers themselves, it's a Warner Brother related property that ends up. I think Warner Brothers has hit back to formula the most since we introduced it. Of like, it's always something they're doing or involved in, and where else do we go but with the release of the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer? Now, one thing that I noticed because I watched it again before we started the pod, and I was like, so let me get this
It,
straight.
it's but
It is, but let me get this straight. The premise of the first movie was that Cole Young was supposed to represent the audience who don't know what Mortal Kombat is. So he gets introduced to this world, introduces his mythology, so on and so forth. He's a fish out of water, right? In this movie. Then you do the trailer for this movie. You introduce Johnny Cage, who also doesn't know anything about Mortal Kombat, who also is a fish out of water in this story. So like you're giving me the plot of the first movie, but with a character that we like. Got it. And you cast Carl Urban for your franchise. Great actor. It won't be too much dunking on him, but what are we doing? What are we doing?
I mean, you could
That's
have
my
you
one
could have
comment. At least Jade looks good. Jade looks good.
She
Mm,
does.
I don't need. I see some people. Oh, but then when is Jade? Bro, like, bro, when have you ever cared about Jade's hair? Whenever you ever cared? Never.
I
Jade looks
think
good. I feel like she, as an actress, has the edginess that would bring Jade to life, and that's why I was excited about her casting. Jade looks good, but everything else is
uh,
just very hollow to
I
me.
think I think
I don't agree with you,
yeah,
Tim.
I don't agree, dog.
I
Cause
don't agree.
Yeah,
you
but you, like I said,
you shaving
you,
Jade's hair does what as if we were to do a silhouette of when you're doing character design, you do a silhouette first. If I do a silhouette of Goku, you would know that's Goku. If I do a silhouette of Superman, you would know that's Superman. If I did a silhouette of Batman, you would do the same. I think it's too much of a character change or trait to change for someone of Jade's character.
not really. Unless once you put your palette, you already know she's a palette ninja. Even if she had,
Um,
like, let's just
nah,
say,
nah,
no, for
because we
example,
not.
no, because for example, MK11. Remember, all right, well, there's two different styles of Jade. Not the Revenant style, the one that they brought back from one time. Remember, her hair wasn't visible. You just saw she had like a ninja hoodie. So, and that outfit was actually very cool to me. But then the thing about it is, you knew it was still her due to color of her skin and the palette that she wore. Now, there's ways to do it, but then, like I said, that was the only part of the trailer that looked good to me. Everything else is just
Bro. I think you should. Because to me, I'm like, yo, is she now a part of the? Is she a part of the with the
The,
Baraka people? Like
no,
you
is
feel
she
me?
part of the Wakandan warrior tribe?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
no,
That's another.
no. You see, no, that's on them. That's on them because because even when and Jory, you did make a fair point with this with MK1 is like Tanya was always like a very Persian Egyptian look. But why did you try to change it into like a Dora Milaje type of style? And that's with them always trying to compete with Marvel. Because I did like the concept of the Ungari. That was
Hmm.
actually a very cool concept. But it was just like, all right, Tanya's like, first of all, I always hate this swap with Jade with Tanya. Like, you can't just have them both. I hate that for one. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
especially
one.
because we didn't know that Tanya was black for like 3 games. It
I never thought Tanya was black.
was hard to tell. I wouldn't blame you,
You feel me? I thought she was. I thought she was always Persian,
Yeah,
Egyptian esque. You feel me? I never thought Tanya was black.
yeah,
And the
like
name Tanya ain't a black name, bro. Like if you look at the origin, that's what you would call someone Middle Eastern. That's a very popular name with people that are Persian, people that are very popular name with people that are Gypsy, you
yeah,
know,
like her MKX design was perfect, bro. And it's just like that's why originally I thought it was Jade, but then it was like, no,
dog. Baraka looked ridiculous.
his
the
mouth was
voice,
CGI.
the voice doesn't match
His
either. It's
mouth
like,
was
oh,
Oh
CGI. I was
my
like,
gosh, dog.
they're
I'm
using CGI for him to. Oh, yo,
yo, like dog. I'm like, yo, man, I'm hearing people talk about, yo, that movie would be gangster. No, I say, no, you're the reason why the country's in this state. I'm not voting for your kids for nothing.
bro, this
yeah,
You feel me?
movie looked like the
Like,
Mortal Kombat YouTube
dog.
series.
because you know what it is, man. You know what it is. It's just people like it's like that drought. Like
That casting, dog.
they just want something and to just feel complete. And that's why I feel like, bro, that is a problem, bro. That is a
Kyle
problem.
Urban should have been Kano. That's what y'all should have did
I
from the
liked who
very
they cast as
beginning.
Kano, and you could even keep him as Johnny Cage.
I mean,
This
he
is
kind of does fit. He's an Austrian.
no, no, yeah, but see, here's the thing: you
What?
fumbled how you rolled out Liu Kang in the first movie, and we know canonically this is Liu Kang versus Shao Kahn, but the trailer is Johnny Cage. So I'm like, Liu Kang is not the hero in this movie either.
Well, first of all, Liu Kang is like a twig.
Yeah, like bro, that
He
you're
has
like,
no
yo,
sauce.
Kung Lao. Y'all ruined I'm like, when I saw the casting, y'all ruined Kung Lao. I'm like, yo, y'all couldn't find no MMA fighter that could act? Y'all could that's impossible. With the talent that
Just like how I said for the first Mortal Kombat movie, if it was just that
perfect
5 minute
casting.
part where Sub Zero killed his whole clan and that cut it called it a day, that would have been perfect.
That would have been it.
That's how I felt. Like 'cause
Sub-Zero was
he,
perfect.
that was an excellent actor, and that's
Sub-Zero
why
was
I
perfect.
said at least Jay looked good because I already know one of them characters is about to do it. The rest of them are just gonna fumble.
Nah, dog.
Yeah,
You
Sonya
I
does
can't,
don't.
not
man.
look.
I don't.
Sonya does not look intimidated at all. Like
No,
they
no.
they gave they gave her personality to Lady. They did. They gave her personality to Lady.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sony don't got it. We already we joked about it enough in the group chat. But I'm sorry, Shang Tsung, fam, come. Tim, when you put that, I promise you, I did a double take on my phone. I said this cannot be the real poster for Shang Tsung. There's no way. We'll
uh,
just give him a helmet. He'll look better. He'll look more intimidating. I cannot get the Dark Knight scene out of my head every time I see him.
No, like who they pick, and he's not even a martial artist, man. Like, why would you do that? You had, you could have picked what's his name, man? Buddy from the Double Dragons movie.
Just
Now he
bring
does
back
the
the original Shang Tsung. He's an old man in the canon line anyway, and he gets younger.
no, no. Why? Why would we give you? Why would we give you what
What
you
you
want?
want, right?
Why would we give you what you want? Why? You listen. You're not beating that 90. Listen, you're not beating that 90s era of like Mortal Kombat. It's over, bro. You're not gonna get the fight scenes to where like the introductions to
you can tell from the environments, bro. Like everything is like green screen type of stuff. It's like there's no real exotic locations. Like first of all, like you mean to tell me there was in the first one there's no Shang Tsung's island? Like we're just in this isolated canyon area.
Random play,
Like,
yeah.
and then now, like even like you could tell Raiden's temple, like bro, this is just all
Green screen,
green screen. And
yeah,
then of course the Nether Realm.
bro. That trailer
and
looked
yo,
horrible,
um, like
horrible.
like, and then the CGI of Spider-Man Scorpion was just like dog.
Can he
At
teleport
now
or
he
not? Like,
and then
like
now
Oh yeah,
he's
because he's
also
no longer a cameo.
right, right.
and now he's also Takeda at the same time. Like like you feel me? I and then so Cole's not the main character anymore, right?
No, you
I
see him
don't
for
I
like
don't
2 seconds in the background of one of the scenes.
yeah, listen,
You
I
can't get
f-
rid of him because he killed Goro.
He killed Goro. He killed Goro. Just
I still can't get behind Jax. I still can't get the casting to me is just not it, dog.
Max was actually a cool casting.
I
Now
didn't.
how he
Yeah,
got
I
his
didn't mind Jax.
arms. See how he got his arms was pretty cool. No, that scene with Sub Zero,
Oh, how he lost his arms
that
was cool.
was
Yeah, that was
that
amazing.
That was great, but
yeah, the trauma part,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not
the
the
trauma one, not the the rehab part. I'm like,
uh
what are you
I'm not
doing?
I'm not feeling Jax, man. It's just there's so many.
Yeah,
Now we got Street Fighter to look forward to.
but again, like I said in the group chat, Street Fighter I think is embracing the campiness, so I'm not mad at it. Like some of the casting, I'm like, oh, you're not taking this. We're gonna get another. For you, it was the worst day of your life, but for me, it was Tuesday moment. Cool,
Yo, no, when they picked Bison, I was behind it until they
cool,
picked Bison.
well. First of all, the casting for Sindel, like
bruh.
she's a cool actress, but I was like, but isn't she supposed to be Katana's mother? Like, why does she look around the same age?
I thought those posters were a fan Photoshop. I'm not joking. I could not believe what I was seeing in the group chat. I could not
Uh,
believe it.
We lost.
and honestly, the noob sidebot part, I was just no. Like I'm all noobed out, bro. Like I know y'all probably was banking on that when y'all thought Chaos Reigns was gonna sell, but nah.
No, like this noob sidebot ain't even interested. He's a ninja from Magic the Gathering. I didn't want that.
Mm.
I want my ninja built in the Link way. And then you had Egyptian Quan Chi. Like, no,
And then
no,
you
I'm
do
fat.
this whole reboot universe, and I get it. Bihan, I guess, was always at his core evil, but now you're saying that this Bihan MK1 is just the same evil Bihan but with more powers. That's so uninteresting. Like, that's not like there's no story of like the chaos magic slowly corrupting his spirit even more. No, it's the same. It's the exact same Bihan, but with shadow powers now. What? Why? To me, I'm like the movie was just like the final stamp of like, yo, MK is over. It's over, yo. Your games are in the garbage can. Your movie, you can't get. You have the most lore rich out of all the fighting games out of the big name fighting games, and you can't get a movie right. A movie.
Because for whatever I don't know if it's ego driving them. Um,
It has to be.
but
All you have to do is make a live action version of MK9's cutscenes, and you win. That's it.
and you win.
That's it.
But you don't you like the director they gave it to, this person's not a visionary, right? You need
He's a
someone.
big time fan, Jory. You haven't seen his interviews. He's a quote unquote
No, no.
huge fan.
When we hear these people that say they're big time fans, this is the same problem I have with the people saying, "Well, that's Superman. He's supposed to be cool." Like, what comic did you read? The 1970s version of Superman? That's not Superman, guys. Like, it's not. Oh, Superman was wearing tights. He's supposed to be cheesy. Like, no, guys, being a reporter is not cheesy. What, like, it's not you reporting the news when you do your little TikTok clips on
Right.
information. It's not. That's not what reporting is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I'm saying like it's not. It's y'all are when these people say that they're fans, they're fans, but they're no different from a blade of grass. Like, oh, I just happen to grow underneath a mango tree. Like, you're not,
Mm.
you're not, you're not really fans because you're not in depth with any. You don't know any of the characters. You don't know any of the lore. You obviously don't know anything from what we're seeing from the trailer. Like, that's not. It's just this is exactly what happens to the Final Fantasy, Resident Evil movies.
Yes.
This is exactly that. And the first Resident Evil movie was great. The other two, I'm watching hand-to-hand combat with
You mean the other
Nemesis.
five?
No, he tapped
Yeah,
out
the
after
other
the
five.
two. He didn't
Yeah, I
watch the rest
tapped
of
out. Yeah, I didn't watch nothing
it.
else. Once I saw she was Trinity from the Matrix, and I'm like, yo, Weskers is the most prolific villain in video game history, and y'all just get this regular person to play him. That means y'all don't understand weight. Y'all don't understand the gravity of the series.
Hmm.
I'm watching her do a hand, and then you
You know,
feature
to
the
be honest,
characters.
you know who could have played a good Wesker, depending if we knew him at the time? The Homelander actor.
Yes.
He fits. No, he fits the physical demeanor. The height. He has the right height. Um, yeah, and put some shades on him. Tune up his. Well, I guess we got to get used to him doing different personalities, but he has the megalomaniac vibe
Mm.
on point. He could have. He could have been a good Wesker.
Well, we'll never
He
know
already got the
now.
blonde. He already got the blonde
Mm.
already there. So he ain't got to do no highlights.
Yeah. I just to me, I think it's just
Actually, yes. Because you remember that Resident Evil 5 trailer when like Wesker's like, "Hey, Chris, nice of you to join us. Like, it's been years.
mm,
When's the last time have we seen each other?" He has that taunting voice.
mm.
Yeah, yeah. He could have been a good Wesker.
I agree
But
with you
yeah,
there, and even just to kind of like tie things together with why I disagree with the whole Jade thing. Although I do think that actress is great, she's great. She's a great actress. The thing for me that I start to have an issue with, and I don't know, Joy, if you feel the same way or if that's your reason, I just don't like this new trend of injecting the actor's personality into a character. So it's cool that you want to go with the ball look in your real life, you're a beautiful woman. You're gonna look great regardless. However, you're adapting a character with pretty much a signature ponytail, as signature as her bow
Yeah,
staff, and you're
there's so much
bald
disrespect. Like,
because you're bald, not because the character was ever bald. Like that's my thing of like, I don't know. Throw a wig on if you have to. This whole thing of like, even with The Last of Us 2, I don't, again, she's a good actor. The character she played in The Last of Us 2 also has hair. She's bald. I just like the whole thing, like, because you guys know I'm an actor. I'm like, the one of the most beautiful things about being an actor, is stepping into the shoes of someone who is not you and finding the things that connect you together with that person, not being you cosplaying as that person.
favorite Tom Cruise movie, Collateral. Why? He don't even look like himself,
Mm.
right? That that gray hair, just dyeing his hair gray, made all because he played he. This sold me a Tom Cruise character going in the character,
Hmm? Or look what
and
Colin
it
Farrell
and
did
it
with the Penguin in the Batman movie.
there you go, right?
I would have
We didn't make a
never known.
we didn't do a penguin that was fit and that looked like no, we didn't do that.
Actually, they did for Gotham. Gotham's
Oh
version of Penguin.
man, I don't know.
Oh, that don't count. We knew that wasn't
The
serious.
CW era of things
Oh,
don't count.
for nothing. But yeah, man. For me, I say yes to that too. I say yes to that too because it's like it works for characters that kind of already lined up with like as far as this aesthetic, please respect the original character and look like the character. Could you imagine if, hey man, look, I don't want to do a Superman with hair. Peace, peace.
Already,
Like,
I'm
what do you,
gone.
yeah, okay, we'll just get another actor. You just closed the opportunity of a lifetime because of you. Like, yeah, well, we're not doing this charity thing, man. Like, yo, listen, this is the character. This is for a group of people that want to see this movie, and we're gonna respect it as such. If I'm an actor, that's what I would do. Now, if the movie gave us liberty, we're not doing things to where like, hey, you can, hey, if you want this character to have hair, you still can have that, but it's ultimately the director's vision, right? He is the director. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna do my best to build forth that vision. And I just don't think like everything's been bald lady with stick, bald lady with stick doing flips.
Hmm.
For like, okay, because you're black, we want you to look more like you're from that place. It doesn't make sense to have a Jade with hair. Your hair texture isn't like that. Let's go ahead and like I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking, and it's usually that when you get that. Hey, well, it worked in this movie, so let's do some African tribal designs to push it
That's
forward to have
crazy.
people
It's
connect
the
with.
Killmonger haircut, but without the hair for women.
There
That's
you go. Like
crazy. Yo.
it's like these people, like you feel me? They have a very hard time
The
differentiating
Dora
or making.
Milaje was pretty fire. Let's just do that all over again.
Let's do this with Jade. People will resonate and people will want to see our movie more. Like, no, man. Like, yo, that's an insult, fam. Like, I'm used to Jade with the staff and the and then you have a slew of Mortal Kombat games to pick from. And okay, we're not
All
gonna pick
types of
Jade from
designs.
all types of designs. And no, you said no.
Even to
You
give,
said
even to shoot Tim's Sansom Bale, you could have put her in the hoodie outfit. That way,
you could have.
I
Yeah,
have no
you
dog
could
in
have.
the fight. She has the hoodie on. What can I say? You didn't do that though. You
No,
went
you
for
didn't do that.
classic MK2 and
And
classic MK2.
she got the Kratos. She got the Kratos face paint. I'm like, yo, what are we doing? Like you a Quan Chi disciple now? Like I don't know. It's a conflicting design because the design doesn't let me know. Like I don't know what y'all gonna do in this storyline.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the explanation from Melina. I cannot wait.
Oh, she's back.
How can she not be? How can she not be? How can you introduce Katana and Jade and not bring back Melina? I can't. I cannot wait. Yeah, this is your
You want me to
sister.
be
We
real with
we
you?
cloned her. She's black, even though you're not black.
This Mortal Kombat, yeah. Oh my gosh, man. This Mortal Kombat should have just like if it like I would have gone as far as to just doing Shaolin Monks the movie.
That would have been fire.
Yeah, no, you would. I mean, for fan base, half and half. But then the mass majority of people was like, oh, but where is everybody else? Like, you're gonna have that nuance.
Okay, then do
Look,
MK9 the cutscenes as the movie.
yeah,
The minute WB decides to have an ounce of sense and do a live action adaptation of Batman Assault on Arkham, they win. You want to get a Suicide Squad movie to work so badly? Do that bar for bar because that was a beautiful
it
adaptation of a Batman
was.
Suicide Squad story.
It was.
Batman was the
Terrifying.
poltergeist, dog. Just yo, hey man, Batman's on our six. We gotta do what we can to delay the event. The event. The event.
Prepare for
Batman
my
is a
arrival
vent, a
energy.
catechism. Like, yo, y'all boys, we about to get inverted elbows, inverted kneecaps. I'm not gonna be the first one to get it, man. So let me go ahead and find a way to backstab these guys because I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii this
Yeah,
December,
I'm
dog.
out of here. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, MK.
Coffin, coffin,
I feel so
flatline.
bad for Ed Boon. He don't deserve this.
I think Ed Boon. I give Ed Boon credit for staying positive, man,
It's his
and
baby.
always, just sharing a smile. But it's like, yo, Ed, if you don't find a way to get control, bro.
Honestly, it's going to be one of those things where, like, all right, it'll probably be in the box office for 2 to 3 months, and then straight to HBO Max,
Two to
and
three
then
I
months?
about to say
No,
you're giving him
a week.
I would say two,
two tops,
A week.
tops.
two, two, 2 months, 2 months, because like that nostalgia wave, it lasts a bit for certain people.
Not for
Um,
me. Not for you. Not for Ed.
Yeah.
no, I mean for me, I'll wait till HBO Max. Yeah,
So
I'll
Yeah,
we.
wait.
dog. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
You gonna flip. Right? Like that's the only reason why that movie succeeded because it was during the Forbidden Ages, dog, the Dark Ages.
And even then,
Like,
it
yo,
didn't really succeed.
it
Godzilla
didn't
versus Kong did better on streaming than Mortal Kombat did.
because it was actually better.
Yes, a lot better. So
Yeah, man. I mean, just wrap this. Just wrap
yeah,
this up,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Let's hit our last topics for the night and get up out of here. Um, so Toyotaro has been on a bit of a press run, a little bit. And for those who don't know, Toyotaro is the person that Toriyama, before his passing, gave his blessing to carry on the Dragon Ball Super manga. He's the one who's been drawing the Dragon Ball Super manga for years now. He's given us a mixed bag over the years. Some really good ideas, sometimes really bad execution. So for every moral arc, there's granola. Right? For every, it's like there's just certain things I'm like, I could see what you were going for, but this ain't it, my
nah.
boy. Yeah, Goten and Trunks being Saiyaman 3 and 4, whatever they're called, is like this is not what I wanted for these characters in their teenage years. But anyway, he was basically saying, and he confirmed it, and the editor of I think V Jump confirmed it, that Dragon Ball Super manga is not necessarily on indefinite hiatus, but will for sure not be returning for the rest of 2025. So my question for you guys is like,
I don't care.
is there because it's clear that they're going to continue at some point. He keeps dropping illustrations. He keeps dropping new drawings of Black Frieza and Ultra Ego Vegeta training with Ultra Instinct Goku and Broly controlling his Super Saiyan form now and all these stuff. So clearly there's story ideas here, but what does that look like for the future?
If you're not gonna hire a writer, I don't care. Like, cause it's just it's nothingness. It's nothing.
Hmm.
It's nothing. It means nothing. It amounts to nothing. It has no power, no weight. It's just about a bag of nothing. Let it. Hey, listen. If this is the last of Dragon Ball Z and we never get the final chapters, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Because I'm looking at Silver Goku fight Purple Vegeta, and I'm like, dog, how did we get here? And I'm like, yo, you
Fair.
couldn't have. Like, how did we get here? Like, Ultra Ego Vegeta. I'm like, yo, so you mean to tell me Vegeta did all that mastery for Blue to go back to an aggressive form? Like,
A
oh,
god of
that's kind of
destruction form. Yeah.
that's counterproductive to mastery of a martial artist. Like, where are the principles of these the basis for these things, man? Like, you don't lose when you copy a martial arts system, right? Hajime no Ippo sports manga, like any sports manga, they have a consistently interesting turn of power scaling system because the rules of basketball are set.
Mm.
The rules of boxing are set. Anything that happens in between that is super exciting because we know it's never gonna get to this level, right? Now, okay, Goku growing in power as just as well as Vegeta, that's fine, just as long it works within the confines of Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing to like make me interested or respect. They're not doing techniques anymore. They're doing techniques of transformations, but not of fighting, not of skill, right? It's
Yeah.
just whatever. So what's the point? Ultra ego should have been something that Broly should have adopted, not Vegeta. I
I
mean,
don't
if
think.
that's what the I'm just saying it doesn't have to happen to, but like if you're gonna go with someone who can't control anything, right? If you want to make a base form, the coldest line I've ever heard
First of
from
all,
Broly was,
if they go back to everything, they should have just went straight to Super Saiyan 4 and called it a day. Because
they
this is
did though.
exactly what we've been
They
saying. Like,
did
you're
though.
going to write yourself into a hole. And
Mm-hmm.
that's part of one of the issues. Toriyama had one of his aha moments, gave it to us. But then now, how do you make this make sense? Because you box this particular time period before Super. So that means they went through all these changes, all these new techniques, and
Mm-hmm.
well, technically techniques that you're selling as transformations.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything is canon.
But what
Everything.
happened to Super Saiyan 4, which is the pinnacle of Saiyan evolution? And then my thing about it is with the Broly movie, you were giving hints about it. So it's like I said, like you keep gearing us up that Super Saiyan 4 is the pinnacle, which it should be. And you just build on technique from there. But then my thing about it is like you just keep doing this palette run to sell things. And that's where you're, because first of all, like I keep telling bro, Frieza should have never been brought back. It should have been cooler. It should have been cooler. You already had a character that established a transformation past what they considered the final form, but you went with a color palette. When I saw that screen on the core, I was like,
Yeah, the little leak when they first revealed Golden Frieza, and I was like, that can't be
I
right.
thought he was going to pull out a cooler visor. I was like, bro, you mean to tell me this dude just turns gold, bro?
Just gold.
I thought it was one of those like little bootleg toys they make where the colors are off because they can't sell it as Dragon Ball merchandise. Like, oh, somebody just made like a Frieza because
He's just a Laker.
he's just a Laker, and it's just like that
He's
can't.
just a
That's not an
Laker.
official color. Like, no,
No,
that's
and then it's like,
that's the form.
and then you
I
give us
like the color scheme, but like there's
and then you
nothing
give
else
us
that
black card Frieza just because.
yeah, why everything gotta be called black? You feel me? Why can't he just be called Freezer, bro?
No, but and then honestly, bro, and this is what
Black
like I said,
Goku.
bro, like this is their fault. You took color palettes too literally, and now you are stuck with all these different aspects to the point
Yeah,
where
but to be
like
honest with you, we don't need blue. Blue don't look more
first,
enticing than
but you
gold.
see, but then after you gave us Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, that means you just made the God transformations, which is a hybrid form of the God Key with the Super Saiyan transformation, just made that pointless. You just really within one move, you just made those two forms pointless. Pointless.
Even
Either
Super
y'all
Saiyan God,
boys,
like I was watching this video the other day, where the guy kind of broke down why people turn on Blue so quickly. It's because like you guys kind of said, there was no proper build up and payoff. We get Super Saiyan God, and then the very next movie, here comes Blue out of completely nowhere, and then it becomes your default transformation for everything. You don't even turn Super Saiyan no more. You just go straight to Blue. Everything is God Key. It's like, well, how do I
And
know
this
that the
is
stakes?
And then this is why I have such a great respect for the Universe 6 Saiyans because they brought back life to the basic transformations and they made them like good. Like, bro, like if you didn't really pay attention to that Kefla fight, she was about to go legendary Super Saiyan 3 and he realized he was in trouble. Like you saw her hair was growing as she was just like bombarding him with all those energy blasts. Like he's like, oh, I need to hurry up.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, look, if you guys really want to do Dragon Ball Z for the next years or so, I say this, I know people are not gonna agree with me, but I'm gonna use JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as as an example.
Mm.
That arc that we got with Dio versus Jotaro was just an OVA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they found a way to turn it into a complete story. I say you I'm gonna say it. You start off from you reboot the series, the franchise, right? You rewrite it. I know people don't like it, but if you want to make everything make chronological, if you want everything to make sense, then you do it that way. We watch better resolution fights. We get stuff that makes more sense. We get then now that's if it happen if they can do it that way, right? Because from what we're seeing, they can't do anything.
Yeah. They would reboot Dragon
And
Ball and
so
have Goku showing hints of turning Super Saiyan after fighting Pilaf because they
after
can't help
fighting
themselves.
Pilaf, which is crazy, right? But yeah, I think it just end it, man. Just end it. Let it
Yeah,
be, because
the burnout is there.
I don't care no more, man. I don't care no more, and like y'all not doing anything for. You have to understand, people are following stories that make sense. There's a reason why people's favorite anime is Attack on Titan, is Full Metal Alchemist, is Demon Slayer. Like they have more
We
of
were
a
here,
consistency.
we did what we had to do, and we ended it. And
There's
that's
more of a
where like I
consistency.
get it. Like this it's a money printer, but you do realize you've come to a point where it's like, bro, y'all are stepping on y'all toes now.
And then how many okay, I don't like a lot of Dragon Ball Z fandom storylines. I think they're terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to tell you guys to your face, no, go take a writing course. Understand why your scenes don't hit. I'm telling you, it just, hey, listen, I'm
This is
taking
Jaren's
writing right
brother
now.
El Hermano.
You feel me? Sell boozer. Sell boozer. Sell boozer.
Platinum Cell and Golden Freeze.
Cell boozer. I would have taken platinum cell, right? That makes
No.
sense, right? No, 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 no. Oh, platinum cell. Oh, my fault. My fault. Whoa, platinum cooler. I would have taken that because he's already silver, right? I would have taken that. Um, if you do, bro, if you like, there's listen, there's enough. There's enough. There are some good storylines and great ideas that some Dragon Ball Z fans have made. I would say you take those two and you put them in a room and you hire the editor from that was with Toriyama years ago. You call him back and
Give him whatever you ask for money
you
wise.
you have him Stan Lee this joint. You have him Stan Lee this joint. You feel me? If he has to be Lucius Fox talking to that young man, questioning where the supplies are for the for the Wayne
You want to do
Enterprises,
what with Frieza? Good luck.
and you wanna, yeah, 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 you wanna do that. So you wanna go ahead and confront a man who goes off at night and beating people to a pulp.
With Justice
You wanna do
Fist.
that with Justice Fist? You wanna
And
confront that
your
man?
plan is to threaten this man? Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck, good luck. I'm just saying, like for me, I would if it were me, but I already know what I would do story wise, right? Like, bro, you got Turles out there. That could be an arc, the Tree of Might arc.
I mean, the real
You
Goku Black art.
the real Goku, man, but y'all make, and it should have been Gohan Black. Do you think that would have been 30 times more interesting?
We would have been on the edge of our seats.
Yo, bruh, but y'all just weird. Y'all, y'all not. thinking, you're not thinking in a manner that makes sense. You guys think, and I just think there's just too much people in the room that are at a certain age. There needs to be younger voices speaking.
I actually would argue the opposite. I think there needs to be older voices speaking because what I've noticed from a lot of the younger generations of Dragon Ball fans, like I said,
Okay.
a couple pods ago, you have people who are literally raised on Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super is 10 years old at this point. So if you
Jeez.
were 10, you're 20. If you're 15, you're
Jeez.
25.
Jeez.
So like you have somebody who was raised on that
Okay.
transformations era. You need somebody like a Tim, like you, like me, who's like, hey, remember when Tien grew extra two arms out of his body and started mopping up Goku with forearm style? Yeah, let's bring something like that back. Instead of making him a shadow clone one gimmick knockout. You
I
give
mean,
Krillin
it's just,
you give Krillin an arc where he improves on the solar flare and do nothing with it. I develop a solar flare that can
bruh,
blind you even when you're shielding your eyes. It's
do you
never gonna
know?
come up again.
uh, and this made Dragon Ball Z interesting because the Namek Saga, if it wasn't for those techniques and abilities, they would have been
Dead,
fried eggs.
dead.
They
They would
would have
have
been
been dead.
fried eggs. Like the Namek Saga was, dog, like, yo, this is the Badlands, gentlemen.
Hmm.
Like, yo, this is not a good place to be. You got Vegeta flying around, waiting for you to fly so he can find you because he just learned the key ability.
Right, and he's not even the big boogeyman.
And he's not
Yeah.
even the big,
And then
he's
they,
just a stalker enemy.
they had to lower their power level because they were going to get picked up by everybody. So they had to Hulk jump halfway across the place like this, and then shimmy.
Hide behind trees,
Swim in the
dive
water. Yeah.
underwater, hide behind rocks and clamshells.
When Vegeta ran
Where's
into
this?
Gohan on Namek and he was like, "What do you have in your hand?" I'm like, "Oh, it's over. Series is done." Is your father still
And then
alive?
then
Yes.
you hear boom. Ba-dum, dum, 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 dum.
Puts his
On the
hand on
next
Gohan's head. I
episode
want you
of
to give him a
Dragon
message
Ball
for
Z.
me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, kid. I want you to give him a message for me. Yeah, like, kid, you know how I was feeling?
he's done.
Bro, yeah,
And
man,
then
it's just
and then the unexpected battles. Like you're a kid in your mind, bad guys don't fight each other. Correction, they do. Zarbon and Vegeta.
Both
And I'm
fights.
looking at both fights, and I'm looking at this like, dog, this is the greatest series I will ever watch in my entire life. I'm just looking at this as a kid,
Zarbon power drive
absorbing,
Vegeta from the stratosphere.
absorbing the,
Yeah,
and
man.
then don't let's not even forget. Go on, focus. I'm trying to focus. And like, yo, where they at? Go on, I can't see him. I can't. I'm like, I can't see him either.
Right. You fool. You're using your eyes. What? What else would I
Yeah.
use? So
As a
something
young
called
man, kid,
technique.
as a young man, you just like, yo, I want to know more. Can I too be a Dragon Ball Z warrior? Like, dog, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a tragedy that, like, yo, listen, if y'all want to take from the Americans when we come up with a storyline, please take from this. Because when we do work the story, we work the story.
Yeah.
Y'all not smoking us.
Mm.
Y'all, like I have yet to see anything compared to the writing on the Adventures of Batman, the Justice League series, both Justice League and Unlimited, and in the first two seasons of Young Justice. Y'all not touching. I don't see any. Even let's go. Even Teen Titans. Those was greatly written episodes, as comical as it was.
Those memes come back every year. Every couple of
Every
months, I
year,
see Robin knees first.
knees first, dog. I'm just waiting for everybody to catch up on who is Slade.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
that that was the best episode I've ever seen. I was, like, I was asking like, "Yo, who is Slade?" The message was received. I said, "Oh, this villain's serious." Had dog. This man had Robin fighting a
Robin
Hogan
Robin
jutsu,
had PTSD.
a Hogan
Yeah.
jutsu, dog. I was just like, yo, you need help, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the best Robin, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's the best Robin ever written. But we can go on. Like, yeah, put it in a coffin, man. MK is done. And with Dragon Ball Z, I think coffin too. I like that. I'm sorry, Dragon Ball Z fans, y'all want more, but y'all have to elevate in y'all discernment for a good writing story.
Yeah.
You gotta elevate your taste. Because when someone tells you like, yo, it's not written that good, y'all turn caveman like and you start, y'all go in your Azura form. And this is not we trying to tell you constructive things like, yo, there's things that they could have done. Like, yo, if I were to rewrite Dragon Ball Z, I would have made all the movies, found a way to make them canon.
Mm-hmm. Their
I
own
would have
arcs.
I probably would have reduced Lord Slug's arc to 2, 3 episodes. Because since it wasn't that interesting.
Nimba is the real Kid Buu, the real Majin Buu. He is the real Majin Buu to me.
Yeah, but no, but again, gentlemen, why would we give you what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I would have rewritten that the Turles arc. Turles, that thing would have been an arc. And I'm telling you, like y'all would not stop me if I had control over this property, man. Like that arc would have been
Yeah.
and so a lot of things. Cooler? What? You mean to tell me like how many of these races are the last of their kind? It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Especially with every new Dragon Ball story, apparently the universe gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Like,
You telling me you telling me you like you tell yeah, so like you telling me you like Star Wars, but I don't see any of the Star Wars consistency.
hmm.
Jabba the Hutt is related to other, that's a whole clan of slugs, space slugs. Whatever he be saying, you feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all not showing any consistency. There was an interesting part of Super to where they went to like see these beings that were like gatekeepers before they went to go see Zeno or something like that. And I'm like, yo, why don't y'all go in this direction? You mean to tell me like, eh, like, bro, Boma in the video game developed a fusion batch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
No, I'm with you. I mean, again, it's just it echoes back to when we were doing the movies. Like
and then
the
and then
ideas are
and then
already
you
there.
created a character called Clean God. What are we doing? What are we doing? What
So
are we
just for
doing?
fun, I wanted to make the last quick topic speaking because I know I already knew this conversation was gonna go this way when he talked about Super. So I was like, you know what? In honor of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, I wanted to cover a couple of the out there transformations because they all weren't bad. A lot of them were bad, but they all weren't bad. So I was like, you know what? Let me ask the fellas what are their thoughts on this design? Does it work? Does it not work? Or would you want to see it be canon? So one of the first ones being they designed a we'll kind of hit three in one essentially. They designed a Super Saiyan 3 Future Trunks, a Super Saiyan 3 um, Future Gohan, and then a Super Saiyan 3 what was the one that they made? A Super Saiyan 3 Broly.
I mean, well, Super Saiyan 3 Broly always makes sense. We've seen templates of that in other medias.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes sense. Natural progression, because that's one thing I've always realized. Like, why, when it comes to the legendary Super Saiyan form, they've always randomly capped it off. Like, because he could go through the levels too in that stage.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize the legendary Super Saiyan is the purest form of Super Saiyan. That's why they only have one every lifetime. And him and Kale are the ones in their particular ones.
Mm.
So they go through 1, 2, 3, 4.
And they even showed it with Kale because remember Kale is able to control her power at one point and turn Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah,
Legendary
like,
Super Saiyan 2.
yeah, it has the
Mm.
spiky head, the lightning, and all that stuff. So yeah, like Broly Legendary Super Saiyan 3 makes a lot of sense. It needs to happen.
Mm.
Like,
Super Saiyan 3 Future Trunks though? Super Saiyan 3 Future Gohan.
um, Future Trunks, well, that always felt like a placeholder. What if, like, you just wanted to know type of feel? Because I did like the fact that when they said he fought Deborah He went Super Saiyan 2. That was pretty cool.
Mm,
But then the thing about it is Super Saiyan 3, and this is why I think it makes sense for Broly, because remember Broly's like their power, he's like Kenpachi, he's always growing.
mm-hmm.
Remember Super Saiyan 3 has always been a burnout mode where like yeah, you got some power, but bro, if you don't get the job done quick,
You're about to lose all of it. Yeah. Mm.
you're looking like Luffy, Gear 5, like yeah, I mean, no, it's cool looking. It's cool looking, but then, like I keep saying, like bro, like four is where it's at.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's gonna be an entry on our list. There's two characters that hit that form in Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Jory, what about you? Those first three, what do you think? Do they work for you? Could they? Should they make them canon at some point?
I mean,
What
bro, like, but if you're gonna do Brawly, it's gonna people are associating Brawly with from the movies because, uh, what do you expect from a true freak? Shakespeare, Shakespeare. Like that's what they're associating. I know Tim is going off of the more refined Brawly. Um,
The Broly that we
and
actually all
I would,
like. Yeah.
yeah, 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 the more refined Brawly. That movie was a gift. At least we had that.
Yeah.
At least we had that. I would take Gohan. But I would actually take Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 3. I know that's a stretch, but I actually really like that.
So that they did make that as one of the forms, but
I, mm.
here's the twist: they made a Super Saiyan 3 Gohan from the Cell games. So 11-year-old Gohan was Super Saiyan 3.
Oh, that's a well, we was definitely gonna not gonna have that beam struggle anymore.
No, but
Yeah,
that was the one I'm like, I don't know if I'm on board with this. This is like this his Super Saiyan 2 form is just so iconic for that age. Where I'm
yeah.
like, you didn't need
yeah,
to take this
yeah,
any
yeah.
further.
That's true. That's true.
This
That
is
that would have been
perfect.
overkill. Yeah, that would have been perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Then Brawly,
especially
give it to Brawly, man. Give it to
Mm,
Brawly.
if you're going for somebody that age, you're kind of just making me look like another Gotenks
yes.
is looking figure.
Yeah. Yeah. His design and the design wasn't the greatest either. Let's see some of the other quick ones. Bless
Bless
you.
you.
Um,
Bless
speaking
you.
Thank
of
you.
advancements, to Tim's point about forms having more forms, Super Saiyan evolved Rose. So he's able to unlock Super Saiyan Rose 2 and Super Saiyan Rose 3.
I felt like that was the most dumbest transformation ever.
I'm just not a fan of Goku Black anymore,
And
bro.
his
Now
3
that
keeps the eyebrows.
the more I think about it, I'm not a fan of it, man.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Goku Black, bro. Like the way I think about it, I'm like, yo, this is you could have did this with Turles.
Mm.
yeah. Because first of all, once you made it the multiverse madness,
It lost all. It yeah.
yeah,
Like, and then I hated that arc, man. I hated that arc. Like back and forth, forth and back and forth, forth and back.
It started
He
off
fused with
good. You
it started off nah,
no, because
nah,
you go to this, you
nah.
go to Future Trunks world where there are no Dragon Balls, so there is no wish away, just come back to life. You see Bulma get killed in front of him.
or after the way Super handled all these refugee Namics all around the world,
Oh,
pretty
true,
Trunks did not do a good job
true.
of finding this dude got two and this dude got one. Oh,
Granola had his own personal Namekian. Like, come on, Trunks, do better.
come on,
Do
like come on,
better.
like you clearly just did not even try. And then apparently, if this is after when Goku actually defeated Frieza, that means, bro, there's a whole planet of them.
hmm You just got to find them. And again, Bulma, your mom's a super genius. She couldn't find it over the years and years and years and years and years. Seems a
But
little unlikely.
they went to the original planet the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I can't get behind it, dog.
Okay.
Can't get
So no
behind it.
Super Saiyan
Can't get
Rose
behind it.
forms.
Nope.
Nah.
Uh, Kaioken Blue Vegito.
It's okay.
I
It's
mean, it
okay.
makes
I mean,
sense that he would have access to Goku's techniques, but it's also just like,
I'm
huh.
just I'm just like I
It's,
don't like how people are like, yo, man, like, yo,
it's,
so what?
it's toys.
I,
Oh,
I
yeah,
get it, but like,
definitely.
yo, even with Vegito, like now people are picking Gogeta over Vegito. I'm like, yo, they both fire. I mean, I'm a Vegito guy for
Mm.
at heart from the very beginning. Like I like Gogeta, but I'm a Vegito guy. I just like the aesthetic better. The
From what I
close.
understand, Gogeta's thing is he's the one who's actually got the job done every time he shows up. Vegito has never successfully beat anybody.
True.
Gogeta got
Okay.
Janemba out the paint, and Broly was about to be reunited with his dad if those Dragon Balls hadn't come into play.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's but of course that's writing, man. Anything with starts with a V is not getting any
True.
restitution, man. Just terrible writing.
Go success.
Yeah, just terrible writing.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. It's just terrible writing.
Okay.
Right.
Uh,
We already got a Goku clone, right? And then so we're gonna add another Goku clone, but this time from the future. Just nothing new. It's nothing new.
all right, just a few more. We have, I guess, on the flip side, Evolution Blue Gogeta. So Gogeta with Vegeta's transformation with the sparkly lighter blue hair and
No, because first of all right, okay, and that's where the difference between the manga and the anime. So like, okay, so is this basically Super Vegeta, but in God key form, like how he did with Cell, but like it's just another colored planet with sparkles. And it's
yeah,
just like, what does this actually do? Oh no, we don't get to that point because he just goes straight to Hakai.
right. You know what? When you mentioned the
Point.
manga, Tim, it made me think. I don't know if you ever read the arc, the Goku Black version in the manga, but they introduced this concept of not perfected, but like power contained Super Saiyan Blue, where you're able to outburst the maximum amount of power. But it's kind of like their version of Kaioken with the transformation, where you get the peak of your strength, but it starts to. It's almost like a burnout also as well, like a Kaioken, and that's when you see that panel of Goku being able to use the Hakai for just a second against Zamasu because he's using perfected Blue. Would that have been a preferred transformation for y'all out of the compared to Blue? Nah, not even that.
I never cared for the God transformations, bro. Never
Mm,
did. Like I said, I felt like Super Saiyan 1 through 4 were like very great. Like they showed like the aesthetics of them were very great, and even like the roles that they played.
okay.
Like when you really understand, like, all right, Super Saiyan 1, okay, congrats, you got this far. But then, even the training between 1 to 2, like Goku understand, like, yes, we're gaining too much muscle
Hmm.
and we're not. So we need something that complements that, like enough power without the loss. So that's where Super Saiyan 2 came in. You were able to achieve a form where you're able to have a good amount of agility, but not lacking the power.
Hmm.
But then you went even further, where you gain so much more power, but that your body, it's a huge burnout. It's a time limit. But then you were able to balance it out.
Hmm.
And that's what I said, like, bro, it was a balance, man, and it just the God key stuff was just unnecessary. It was
Okay.
just very unnecessary to me.
Okay. Joy, do you feel the same way?
I'm not in love with it as much as 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 much anymore because it's just like blue doesn't signify like strength to me. It just doesn't connect. I don't feel like you're telling me that they're
What they said is based on like the periods of the stars.
Yeah. Like it's supposed to represent the your key control. That's why it's blue. Like perfect key
mm,
tranquility.
listen, you could have just made Goku still have the yellow hair and then his aura, it would have been blue. I would have taken that. Um, because it just doesn't it's just not synonymous to me with power. Yeah, the key control, I guess, yeah, but like it's not like blue hair Goku, Sonic the Hedgehog Goku. Like, nah, man. I mean, it
Yeah.
just doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. Like there's certain color palettes that just doesn't signify power, or, like it just doesn't speak to me, power or strength. Like I know he's stronger, right? Because you're telling me he is.
Mm.
But does he look stronger? No, you
I
know.
do think, and this is gonna be my conspiracy theory with this. I do think that Toriyama was trying to signaled to these people that he didn't want the transformations to just be power boosts anymore. Like one of the things that I'll always defend about the Resurrection F movie is that it wasn't about Goku and Vegeta throwing bigger beams. It was hands. That whole 1 inch punch, the beatdown that Vegeta gives Frieza, it's hands. Like I think he was trying to get them to go back. Like I'll give you a form, but this form is to again further techniques and ability. And they're like, nope, nope. We're gonna keep having them transform.
Well, they're gonna pay for it. They're gonna pay for it. 'Cause, I mean, that's what a lot of our favorite animes failed because of that, man. Like they
Mm,
just stopped doing like Naruto stopped doing hand signs and they just started doing
bruh.
spells. You feel me? They turned into
Chidori, what?
no hand signs. Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, this is the one thing that made you unique. But okay, let's do it. All right, that's
Yeah,
like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, not
no,
Yu-Gi
that's very
using
true.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Because I remember the fight with Haku. They were so surprised that he did it his with one hand. Like
Yeah, he was a
it was
prodigy in
like,
that way.
wait, what?
Yeah, you making
But
ice
no,
mirrors and ice needles and just stomping
No,
the water into.
that's fire. That's fire, right? But none of that, none of
it was
that
it all the way.
to show the level of mastery. You feel me? Like it's
Yeah.
just I'm gonna slap this and scribes are just gonna come out of the and then you had your level of sacrifices. You had your blood. You had to do like it was just
Mm-hmm.
there's
Hot
none of that. Like
hot take, but once black everlasting fire started coming out of eyeballs, I was already kind of like, all right, it's only a matter of when at this point. An
um
undying black flame from your eyes.
No, but see, that's where I felt like the Otsutsuki's like they should have been deities, not aliens,
Mm.
because they could have tapped into like Japanese lore and elements and all that other stuff. But no,
which is where I wanted it to stay.
It
but
made the most
they
sense in
just,
there. You
they
borrowed
just,
heavily from that.
yeah, like
And then you want to create extraterrestrials,
no,
and I'm watching you fight on the moon,
you
right?
took, you
Like
took,
now,
you took
it's done.
Turles,
It's grits.
you
It's
took
grits.
Turles' original script, the God,
It's
and then bro,
grits.
the man just took my whole flow, bro.
It's grits.
Word for word, bar
It's
for
grits.
bar.
It's grits. It's grits. It's grits.
All right,
It's
let's
grits.
do two more. A fusion between Gohan and Future Trunks. Gohanks.
Don't care.
Wow.
I don't
Right?
care
I'm
about
like,
anything
I
anymore,
see what they
brother.
were trying to do, the first sons of the Goku Vegeta family, but nah.
Yeah, because like, bro, you kind of stained Future Trunks after Super, bro. Like, I don't care about him anymore.
Yeah, he done. He done.
You know, he's with a pedophile. I don't care.
That's true. We don't talk about that enough. Mine is definitely a groomer. She's like, oh, she's a cougar. No, she's a groomer. She is Bulma's age. No, she's older than
Well,
Bulma.
she's older. She's older.
Yeah.
Bro.
She was a granny. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Like that
Yeah,
just glazes
that
over
yeah.
whatever. They just grazed over that one.
It's different when it's to
Um,
boys. Oh, all right, that's interesting.
yeah, she happened to be a teacher too in her past
Bruh.
life. Yes, it was crazy. I
Yeah.
don't know what to tell you.
Me either. I'm like, oh, okay,
Not,
interesting.
high school hormones do something to lady like at that age, you know. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trunk. Yeah, super ruined Trunks for me.
Yep. And then now like there's two different hair colors. Like, what are you doing? We like Trunks with the purple hair.
That was
I'm
an
done. I'm done.
oversight.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
A
corrected.
correction on Toriyama's part.
Oh, he always wanted it to be blue.
Hmm. Not
Yeah, he
always,
forgot.
but
He
yeah,
forgot.
you forgot. Yep.
Hey, Tori, I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. I ain't gonna say it right now, cause you know.
Respects.
But yeah, yeah.
But then I think like they try to retcon it like everything else of like, well, when Bulma first debuted, technically her hair was purple too, and then they changed it to blue. It's like, I mean,
Whatever.
right? Like,
Whatever.
sure, let's go with that, I guess. And then last one, which I think we talked about briefly, but I did want to get your guys' take on it. Turles with the longer Super Saiyan 3 style hair from eating so much of the fruit of the trio might.
Oh, I
That would have
love that
been.
idea.
That would have been cool.
Mm,
I love that idea.
That would have been
That
cool.
was that was just fire.
mm.
Because my thing about it is, yeah,
But guess what?
Who was Turles?
What's Owl's man best quote?
it doesn't matter.
Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
He took the perfect script, like, oh yeah, he's Goku's actual twin brother. Oh no. Oh yeah. Low class Saiyans all have similar looks, but Bojack's whole crew doesn't look like him.
Right. Nobody in Bardock's immediate squad looks like
I
the
mean,
other.
yeah,
Yeah,
brought up. Yeah.
and none of them look alike. None of them look like Vegeta. None of them look like this doesn't make any sense. The only ones you've seen look one for one is father and son. King Vegeta is Vegeta with a goatee, and Bardock is Goku with scars. Like it's like that's a anyway. But I just thought
We
that would be
can't win,
fun.
guy.
There's a couple more that they have. We'll probably save it for another topic. I just thought those were the most interesting. And people who made it to this point in the podcast or whenever we chop this up, let us know in the comments. What do you guys? What were the forms of Super Dragon Ball Heroes that you guys found interesting? I'd love to know. As you guys all know, who've been rocking with us for a while, we've been trying to make an effort to address and engage in the comments that we get on our episodes. So let us know in the comments what is or was your favorite Super Dragon Ball Heroes transformations. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have given you guys yet another content packed, quality packed, timing packed episode of the Press Start Select podcast. Like I always say, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're definitely seeing a lot more momentum, and we are grateful for every single new subscriber, comment, like, and everything that we're
Thank
seeing
you.
on the channel.
Thank
It
you.
means a lot to us. We've been
Yes, it
seeing
does.
significant growth in comparison to where we were last year. So that means a lot.
Yes, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So please like, share, subscribe. I am Antonius the Gamer, Super SSS rank, Mykale Smith. Till next time, people. Peace.
Road to 1,000, baby.
Road to
Let's do it.
10,000. We talked about this last
Oh, road to
time. Road
10,000.
to 10K.
I appreciate your correction,
Yeah.
brother. Yes, road to 10K.
Yes, sir.
Road to 10K.